Welcome everybody to In the Stiffs with me, Sam Aiston, my friend and Brackley manager, Gavin Cowan, and Housewife's favourite, Dave Edwards.
Woohoo! Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of In the Stiffs. This week our special guest made his name at Cardiff Met before joining Bala Town, where he gained international caps with Wales, albeit Wales C, but I'm sure he'll be moving on to full cap soon. Then made his name in the English game over at Newport County before signing a 2-year deal with Mansfield this season. We welcome Will Evans, who joined us at the Henry Tudor House. I wasn't present, unfortunately, but I think you'll guess that by the colourful language, by the lack of professionalism, and how Dave and Sam didn't really get it as fine-tuned as what we ordinarily would. But it's a brilliant listen. Make sure you tune in.
He's milked more cows than Sam has crossed balls out of play.
That's rude.
And I've got a photo of me playing Shrewsbury with tights, gloves, snood and a hat.
No, that's a different year, that's a different world.
It's proper Sunday league, isn't it?
Yeah.
Proper Sunday league.
Football's gone. Football.
Oh, football's, it's done. It's a done dream.
Football's not even.
No,
being
not even in the
discussed.
conversation. Would you be interested in training with the first team? It's like, first team? It's a bit like, yeah, can do if you want me to. Like, he's like, yeah, we train at 7 o'clock this evening. I used to play for Shrewsbury, I used to get 2 free tickets to go and watch Shrewsbury play. Me and my brother would go. We used to go and watch Dave, and it was amazing. Do you know what I mean?
First season where I came in, you reckon we finished second that year.
We finished second that year.
Europe again.
Yeah.
So when we went in the conference for Shrewsbury, and we won the conference, and I ripped it up.
But this was the pinnacle, not the pinnacle, this was like the big turning point of your career, wasn't it?
And they're thinking, well, we want to challenge for playoffs again, and we're bringing in a lad from Bala. Who
You didn't put that on Instagram, did you?
Yes, I did. I tagged Cole.
Them two know nothing about being a dairy farmer. If you played for Man City, you'd score more than Holland.
Steady.
Hi, welcome in the Stiffs. This is Series 4. We've got a wonderful special guest today that Super Davey Edwards is going to introduce.
Yeah.
Dave, over to you, mate.
So our guest today is racked up nearly 300 games either side of the Wales-England border. He's played European football, scored 2 goals for his country against England. He's an old teammate of mine. He's milked more cows than Sam has crossed balls out of play.
That's rude.
And now a goal-scoring sensation in League 2 for Newport County. Welcome to the podcast, Will Evans!
Hey, welcome,
And the drinks are here.
This is what I do. This is what I do.
Perfect timing.
This is what I do.
That is what Will is all about at the moment. He is absolutely on fire at the moment. Everything he touches turns to gold. This is what he's all about. We've
Sam,
got
tell us
some
where
things
we are before we start.
We thank you very much to the listeners anyway for tuning in today. We are at the Henry Tudor House, wonderful venue. As always, George and Tori have looked after us. They've got the Henry Tudor House and they've got the White Horse. Massive fans of the podcast. As always, I rang George up. Thursday night was a day we had Thursday night, I rang him and said, hiya, can you get me a room on Saturday night at 6:30? He texts back, are you joking, Sam? I was like, come on, mate, look after us. And
FA Cup final night.
FA Cup final night. Saturday night in Shrewsbury, can you get me a room at 6:30? And he's produced
Bank holiday weekend.
On a bank holiday weekend. He's looked after us, hasn't he? We owe George and Tori, the White Horse and Henry Tudor House a big favour.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I think our presence, I thought, was the favour. But I think they're looking for more than that.
We'll put a post on Instagram for him, he'll be saying.
Yeah, they're looking for more than that, though, Dave.
A lot of payment, surely.
No, presumably not. No one gets paid. Can we just clarify that as well? Because a few people have asked me, no one gets paid.
Well, come back.
The only person who's ever asked for payment was Michael Bridges, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he said his agent had asked him, and I just said no. Jason McAteer has asked for payment, so I binned him.
Yeah.
So he's not coming on until he's prepared
David
to come on for
Beckham,
free.
Ronaldo, Messi.
Bex wants $500,000, so I've said, Bex, do one. Anyway, move on.
We've got Will Evans.
There was and we've got Super Will Evans.
Free
Looks a little bit like David Beckham.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of drinks before getting here with a couple of our friends, and he's gone down the storm with the female friends who've been out for drinks with, hasn't he? He's gone down well.
Yeah.
He's a handsome, very handsome young man. Hopefully, if you're not on YouTube, which you should be, please have a look because he's a handsome young man.
Yeah. So to set the scene today, we've watched the FA Cup final in the Beacon, local pub in Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
We've walked
Shout
down
out to them.
Walked down into town.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to the Beacon, though. charged us for all our drinks. So
Oh, did they?
True,
All right. Forget that. And no shout to the beat because they haven't given us anything so far.
but we're here, Henry Tudor House.
So, Will, so obviously you've got an amazing story.
Yeah, different story.
You grew up in, let me just get this right,
Yeah, go on.
Llangedwin.
Not bad.
On a family farm.
Yeah, Llangedwin. I let that go because...
Llangedwin on a family farm.
Sorry, bro.
You got two older brothers. Just tell me what your childhood was like then, with all that.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me because
No problem.
we've had a couple of pints before. We've spoke off air and whatever, but I've had a great evening so far, and we're at the start of the podcast. So, my upbringing, as David knows, as he mentioned in his opening speech, there, I played with David 2 years. He got to know a little bit of my family and my upbringing, but such a different story, I suppose, into how I got into professional football. Like, at the age of 9, my brother actually sent a letter to Shrewsbury Town asking...
Just quickly, Will, so were you a good footballer at 9? Were you very good?
Do you know what? I was good. I was good.
Okay.
I'll give myself that. I was good. I used to wear black boots and be quick, and I was good. Yeah.
White boots make you quicker, by the way, don't they?
Yeah, white boots make you quick, and I wore black boots, and I was quick. But I scored, 20-odd goals, whatever it was, for my local... We used to play in a cage in Llanymynech, shout out Llanymynech. And my brother actually sent a letter to Shrewsbury Town saying, would you take my brother on a trial? He was a massive Shrewsbury fan, still is to the day, still messages me every time. We've been to Wembley 4 times, what Shrewsbury lost every time, never mind. But still messaging me to the day about Shrewsbury Town, and he actually sent a letter, and back, like, that would never happen these days, do you know what I mean? But they got back and said, listen, we'd love to bring you to a trial at Lilleshall. And I always heard about Lilleshall being England's camp. That's all I knew about Lilleshall. It's probably about an hour and a half drive for us from the countryside of mid Wales. And yeah, we turned up. I went on trial. I had a 2-week trial, provisional trial, if you like. Because they've received this letter. Let's give
So
it
you
a
were
try.
9 years of age?
Yeah, 9. I knew
amazing.
nothing
That's
about
amazing.
this.
I giving you a trial on the back of the letter, though.
Yeah, I don't know if that even happens anymore. I don't know if that exists.
I don't know.
Doubtful, isn't it?
Very doubtful.
I've recommended a few kids, so I used to Shrewsbury Town and they've just ignored me.
Yeah, it's ignored because they've probably seen it on social media or whatever.
Yeah.
So I went to a trial, and I remember turning up at my first trial, and I didn't even know imposter syndrome existed until I was there. And I didn't know this at the age of 9, don't get me wrong, but I look back and I think it was miles out of my depth. All I knew was scoring for my local team, Llanymynech, in a cage with a couple of parents, and that was it.
Mid Wales is very remote.
It's remote, yeah.
Very remote. So you being the star player in a local team is not being a star player in a city.
Absolutely not. Like, not a big fish in a small pond at all.
Yeah.
And you struggle then?
Well, I got given a 2-week extension, they called it. And we played Port Vale and Wrexham. And I scored a free kick. Why I was on free kicks, I'll never know. To this day, I still don't know. Cause I can't
Are you on free kicks these days or
No.
No.
No. But I scored against Port Vale, and I took a free kick against Wrexham, and I scored 2 and 2. So I got an extra 2 weeks extension. So a 6-week extension, well, a 6-week trial, and we played Cambridge. And I remember my dad telling me before the game, I think it's my brother, my dad, and my mum came to the game. And it was very rare for all three of them to come to the same game, and they said, this is your make or break, basically. But at 9 years old, you don't really know what that means.
Oh, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? We played Cambridge, and I scored 2 goals, and we won that game 3-0. And I remember walking off the pitch absolutely buzzing, and the coach at the time...
Remember who the coach was?
Do you know what? I think it was Gav Goodwallader.
Gav, was it?
Oh.
Yeah, I think
So
it was Gav.
he better assigned you, mate. So for the listeners who don't know,
yeah.
Gav was he was in my youth team.
Yes, that's it.
He was in my youth team, Gav was, and that makes me feel really old. He was your coach. But he is like the best guy ever.
Do you know what,
he's one of my very best friends.
Yeah.
And he went on to have a really good career in the
top bloke
in the Welsh league.
Yeah.
He loved his coaching.
Yeah,
so
he was a great person. I remember him. No, listen, I don't remember if it was definitely him, but I remember him coaching me at such a young age. I was 9. That's so many years ago. But I remember him being very influential in my early years at Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
And I remember, I believe it was him told me the news, like, listen, Shrewsbury are going to take you on for a year contract signed with the Centre of Excellence. And I thought, wow, I have made it.
I'm done.
I am done.
If you know me, you are blessed.
Yeah, literally. And I remember we had like a parents' evening, end of season. Hi guys, lovely to meet you all. What a great season. Thank you so much for bringing your kids to the games and to training, whatever. And next year is a big year because obviously the boys are moving into high school. So it was year 6.
What was your primary school?
Llanselin Primary School.
Llanselin?
Yeah.
So you when you got the contract, you going into Llanselin Primary School?
I was in Llanselin Primary School.
Dog.
There was 34 people in my whole school.
Yeah.
From reception to year 6, 34 people.
You are the main man.
I thought I was top. You know what I mean? I was feeling myself.
And then the secondary school was?
Llanfyllin High School.
Llanfyllin, yeah.
And again, it was
How can you just pronounce that like that?
Do you know what,
I'm trying to muster up enough phlegm. Like you and David just throwing out, just going, and I'm like, oh, right, give me a minute, just give me water, and I was going to try and get it going.
it just rolls off the tongue. I don't know. Being from this area, you kind of you kind of get to it.
Double L's on everything.
Double L's. People go with clan, but it's clan. If you said Llanfyllin, I think you'll get away with it. Okay. It's fine. But yeah, I remember having this parents' evening at the end of year 6 saying, good luck going into your secondary school. There might be particular days where you've got to leave school to come train with Shrewsbury Town Centre of Excellence. I thought, year 7 going in and missing days because I'm playing Centre of Excellence football. I thought, right, who wants it? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Any player who thinks they're fucking decent, let's have it. Any girl in year 7 who thinks they want it, let's have it.
I'll catch you later, sweetheart. I've got to go train with Shrewsbury Town. I'll catch you later, sweetheart.
Literally that. And I remember, this is so embarrassing, my first PE lesson, obviously I played for Shrewsbury Town Centre of Excellence. From mid-Wales, that was a massive achievement.
Massive deal.
So I rocked up to my first PE lesson with tights, gloves, snood, and hat. And I've got a photo of me playing for Shrewsbury with tights, gloves, snood and a hat.
No, that's a different world.
Yeah, terrible, absolutely terrible. And I remember we had a Scottish PE teacher who was he was dead straight. He would not take any shit. Yeah. And he said, well, what are you doing? Like that, called me over. I was like, all right, sir, yeah. I play for Shrewsbury Town Centre of Excellence. I was like, in my school, you'll never wear that. Hat off, snood off, gloves, tights off. And from that, and I will give him a shout, from that, Mr. Cameron Lyle it was, I would never, ever wore tights, gloves, snood or hat to train, to play, whether it's for school or Shrewsbury. I would never do it. Never ever do it. And that was one big lesson I learned from my first year.
Well, that's a great story. I remember Conor Cody telling us the same story. Conor Cody told us the same story.
Yeah.
He wore trousers for training.
That's it. Yeah.
Training. And he said, like, he ended up got dribbled past by someone, and Craig Bellamy's ripped him.
Yeah.
Going, you've been dribbled past because you haven't tackled because you're wearing tracksuit bottoms.
Yeah.
And you can't move quick enough.
Play. And we actually had a discussion about some managers making you play in shin pads.
Yeah.
So who was it? Nuno. You did him. Nuno makes you train in shin pads. Is in you play. Which I mean, whether or not you agree or disagree,
makes sense.
It's interesting. Yeah, it is. But yeah, when you're 12, when you're 12, I think you should take your snood in your
12 at Llanfyllin wearing a snood, mate.
Just like, that's too much in your gloves.
I've got a photo of it of me playing at Shrewsbury, and I remember
it's July.
I was going into the following year, in year 7 then, I would have been. I was actually captain of Shrewsbury at the time, and I think it was Gav, and he had an assistant called Dan, and they said, that just cannot run. Like, And I remember from that early age, like my old man, I used to remember going to training with tights on. He'd be like, "Are you all right? Like, what is going on here?" And that is the old school way
That
of
sort of
thinking
age,
of it.
I reckon it was probably just coming to fashion with the where people wearing snooze.
Of course,
in football
of course.
matches. In
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Premier
yeah.
League, people remember when like Tevez wore snooze.
Tevez,
People,
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so 14, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
that would
yeah,
be
yeah.
Probably. Yeah,
It was
you're probably right,
out the norm, and I used to see it on the likes of Tevez, and I thought that looks cool. Yeah, it's cool. So I'm going to do it.
Doing that.
And maybe it wasn't the right way, but what was the original question here? Where do we even start? I've gone on an absolute tangent.
We're just saying about you. So you went to secondary school. You played for Shrewsbury.
Yes,
you're a
playing
big
Shrewsbury,
deal.
Sam
You're a
Shrewsbury.
big
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Everything's flying. You're top of the world. You're bowling about like absolute top dog. And then suddenly, all of a sudden, bang! What happened there? You got released.
So I would have been year 10. So obviously year 10, what, you're 14, 15, around that
15,
age.
yeah.
Obviously coming into that puberty stage, you're coming into that stage where you're talking to girls and you're going out with your mates to the park. And that was a massive confidence boost, like a confidence knock for me.
I think that's really powerful for all listeners, isn't it? So we have a lot of listeners
Yeah.
who've got dads who are involved in young children's football. And I think to hear about people getting releases, it's powerful, isn't it? Because it makes people realise that that's not the end of your football journey. Getting released is actually part of it.
Yeah.
You know?
This is like when Dave asked me, I was going to play with Dave about coming on here. I wanted to give my version of being released. Like I had so many good years from year 6 in primary school to 7, 8, 9 to 10. I didn't really know what that meant being part of a centre of excellence, but I remember that day I got released. It was fucking traumatic. It was terrible because we were training at Sunderland.
Yeah.
Is it Sunderland?
It would have been, Sunderland, yeah.
And I remember we had Wayne Evans.
Yeah.
No, that's why he was our academy manager, and I remember having a meeting with him and our 2 coaches and said, "Listen, lads, we're going to train as normal tonight. If your name gets called, you're up for a meeting to discuss your future at this club."
Oh, it's deep.
Now, for the first, when I signed at Shrewsbury, I was a striker. My second year was a striker. Halfway through, a centre mid got injured. I moved to centre mid. I had 2 years as a centre mid where, and you know me as a player nowadays, that was suiting me so well. I had such good engine to be up and down. I was a bit aggressive, like I was good in the air, and I had quite a powerful strike. So as like a 12-year-old, you're thinking perfect mould for a centre mid. Great. And in my final year, I got moved to left back because
Left-footed.
You're left-footed. Can you do a job for us left back?
Yeah.
Turned out this lad it broke his knee or his patella. And it was something tragic, like really bad. 6 months, and we were halfway through the season. Well, you're gonna have to play left back for us. Okay, yeah, I'll do one game.
Yeah.
You know how it works. I'll bring someone in, whatever. Played left back for a game. Played left for 6 months. Going into my final year, as it turned out. You're going to be our left back this year. I was captain the year before. We're going to take that from you, give it to a new centre mid. Bags of pace, blah, blah, blah. He's going to do this. He had it. And I got released at the end of that year. In that training session, I had a call. Well, I was training, literally turned around, run up. My mum and dad were there. Went into this meeting. Hi, Will, we're going to release you. Isn't quite what we're looking for. Listen, I know you were a striker. You've moved to centre mid to left back. But it's not going to work for us. And this year,
How did your mum and dad cope with that?
do you know what? I can't really remember, but the commitment they made for 4 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and on a Sunday training.
That's the commitment you have to make. If your child's in the academy,
The commitment.
you have to. It's 3 times a week training, and once a week, and you are driving them all over.
And you are mid Wales, remote, and it's an hour to get to train.
Hour minimum. So I had my mum, who was a mobile hairdresser. My dad was a farmer. He started milking at 5 o'clock. Training would start at 5, so he couldn't do it. My mum couldn't do it. My brother had just passed his test, but he was also helping out on the farm milking. We used to have to get neighbours and friends of friends to come and take us to training.
Yeah.
all for me to go and get released at 15 in year 10, where I'm in, like I said earlier, like that puberty stage about, and I'll be honest now, from year 10 to my first year of sixth form, me and the canteen become very good mates. The cookies for 40p. Snap your hand off. I would snap your hand off. Do you know what I mean? And I genuinely think for me, I put on so much weight because I was like, right, I'm not going to be a footballer, so what am I going to be now?
And you thought that? So you?
I knew it. I was like,
when you got released from Shrewsbury, you were like, I am done. Like, I am not being.
I was almost thankful. I was almost thankful that I got released. So I was like, my mum, my brother, my dad, my neighbour, my friend of a friend, my mum's friend.
You were the footballer.
I was a footballer who didn't have to be taken to Baschurch or to Lilleshall or to Sundorn to go and do these sessions. So I was like, it's a burden off me now because I don't have to rely on all these people to take me to training. So I was like, great. And I genuinely felt happy that I was released.
So you just think, I'm going to be a farmer?
I thought, I'm going to go home, I'm going to help my brothers out. I'll try hard in school because that's like I've always been installed in with my parents. Try hard in school and I'll go and work on a farm. I'll be a farmer. And that's how I thought it would go.
You did that till... Obviously, you finished school.
So I did that.
You started playing for your local team then, didn't you?
Yeah, so I got released at 15, had to wait a year, and I signed for Llangedwin at 16, and that was men's football where you are playing against.
And what standard? Where are we at?
The lowest form.
It's like fifth.
This is the Welsh fifth tier, which is the bottom tier.
Yeah, bottom tier.
So, Dave, I could still play in that now, couldn't I?
You look $1 million.
No, right. Hold on. I've got actually I did look me and gone, probably not me. No. You could play in that easy then, Dave, couldn't you?
No, you could play in that.
I could drop it in the centre mid.
Without being disrespectful, that's probably Sunday League, isn't it?
Oh yeah, completely. Like we used to have, like my brother being one of them.
So you played with both your brothers, didn't you?
I played with both my brothers for that 1 year. He would turn up before the game. He'd just finished feeding the cows in the morning. Turn up, wellies on with his.
I can drop into that. Yeah. I can sit in centre mid in that 100%.
Covered in shit. He'd walk in like this to the changing rooms.
Tell me back in his mouth, yeah.
Oh, who are we playing today, lads?
Tell me the next fixture. I'll rock up. Give me number 4 shirt. I'll fucking play in that.
And he goes, "Am I starting?" No, you're on the bench. Fuck this. Get in his car and he'd go home. Right? He's like, what, I'm giving up fucking an hour and a half of my day. I'll meet you in a pub afterwards, lad, but I'm giving up an hour and a half of my day. I'm going to fucking lift some cats.
Proper Sunday League, isn't it?
Yeah. Proper Sunday League. We used to have pharmacists, wellies covered in shit.
Well, I think that's a good... For the listeners, that's
that's
a good level, right? It's like the steam wagon v the Red Barn, isn't it?
Any of our Shrewsbury listeners, and we have a lot of Shrewsbury listeners who will be the other side of the border, they'll know a lot of the teams you played, the likes of Ford and Gilsfield, Berrio, all those sorts of places.
Duff and Banner.
They'll know that. So they'll be laughing when they hear this now. I'm hoping they're going to tag me in something. Going, if you think you do a better job then, Sam, come and rock next Sunday then.
Do you know what? It'd be great to see you. Great to see you going.
But you had a bit of a moment anyway and thought, I want to go to uni.
So I was 16. I played with both of my brothers. Listen, not bad footballers. Like always enjoyed football. Always been massive Man United fans all through our years. Because from my older brother James. But it was just we had a chance to play together. I look back at that now and think, wow, what a time that was. We all played together, and that was the only season we did.
Where did you play, left back?
I played centre mid. So me and James were centre mid, and we had Eddie Edwards. Shout out Eddie Edwards, right? And I promise you now.
Eddie Edwards is...
Andrew Edwards, but we called him Eddie.
I was going to say, if his name's Edwards, I'll let his mum and dad hadn't called him Edward.
Edwards. Andrew Edwards, he used to play at the base of a 3 with James, my brother, on the right, me on the left. Me and him were engines, and he won't mind me saying this, he was fucking the size of 2 chairs. He used to have us on puppets, right? Yeah. And every mid Wales farmer team we played, oh you fat bastard, and he's like, get near me then, get near me. I dare you to get near me. Come to him, one touch around the corner, proper player. Really good.
Yeah,
and he goes, fucking hell, you calling fatty now? You can't get near me. Yeah, great. Really good for the changing rooms and the beers after it. He was unbelievable, but a top player as well. And I promise you now, I look at him, it sounds crazy, but he would used to say, say if I went on like a bit of a mazy run, hit a shot, went across goal, went out for a goal kick, whatever, and I'd be like, oh, he's like, whoa, your breather's back here. You run back here, then you have your breather. You don't have your breather in the penalty box where you've had your shot. Run back in here and have your breather. Good advice. Little bits like that. And I do look at him and I think he was great because he couldn't move. And he'll be the first to admit it. He would not move from the centre circle, but he would have us on puppets.
But you were concerned the farmer life maybe wasn't for you, and you thought, right, I'm going to go down to the big city of Cardiff and I'm going to go to uni.
Yeah, so I had a year at and I scored 29 goals.
Once you were at uni?
No. I was 17.
Before uni?
Before uni. Yeah. So I was 16 and played for my local team. And then Kersus, who were probably one below Welsh Prem at the time, they had a first team and their reserves wanted to sign me. I thought, fucking hell, are you kidding me? This is unbelievable. There's a chance for me to play for their first team if I do well in the reserves.
So you got paid for their reserves?
No, not for the reserves.
No. You haven't done any money?
No money, absolutely. No. Fucking hell, no money. We used to get sausage and chips in the pub after. I thought, what a day. Do you know what I mean? And Kersus reserves, I signed for them, and the first team they were struggling for players on the first game of the season, which was crazy, whatever. Went to there, didn't get on the. I was on the bench, didn't come onto the pitch. After the game, brown envelope. Yeah, mate. See you next week, Tuesday training. And I thought, the fuck, brown envelope.
What's in this envelope?
Opened it up, and I was like,
what was in it?
Looking around. 20 and a 10, 30 quid. I thought, fucking big night in Newtown tonight, or else the street.
Look out, girl.
Genuine, I thought, wow.
So you pay, whatever the amount is, being paid to play football is something very, very special.
Of course it is.
Anyone out there, if you ever get paid to play football, you're a good footballer.
Of course you are. Yeah.
100%.
Someone's paying you to represent their club. Yeah. And Kersus is a little club in Mid Wales.
When I was growing up, mate, they were
in the Welsh Prem. Yeah,
they were a decent level.
And and maybe that's where they got their money from, whatever. I was getting 30 quid a game, and so I played that season for the reserves, went into the next year, and I was 18 in July.
So had you done A-levels or anything?
Yeah, so I'd done my A-levels
at the same time.
Yeah, so I applied for Cardiff
and
Met.
Then you go to university.
Yeah, so I applied for Cardiff Met because my cousin was in Cardiff Met, and I said, why, Cardiff, the capital of Wales, I've got to get down there. So I lied on my GCSEs. I got an A in English when I got a C. I got a B in maths when I got a D. And
you
science.
Told the university this?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, of course I did. Because I was like, you've got 50,000 plus applicants. Are you going to look through Will Evans's fucking grades from Llanfachlin High School? Absolutely not. No, you're not. Separate science, I got CCC. In the application I submitted, ABA, I think it was, something like that. Literally, I bullshit my way through it because I just thought that's not going to stop me from going to move away to the big city, the capital of Wales.
So you went to Cardiff Met.
Yeah.
What are you thinking from a football point of view?
Not at all.
You go to uni, so most people when they're 18, like they've either probably done a football scholarship and then they're waiting on a pro contract. You have not done a scholarship.
No.
You've got to 18. You haven't been offered a pro contract anywhere, so you're just going to like a normal. You go to university. Football's
it's done. It's a done dream.
Football's not even.
No,
being
not
discussed.
even in the conversation.
No one's saying. So someone said to you when you were 18, I went, well, what are you going to do in the future? You're thinking, I'm being a farmer. I'm going what I want to do. You're not even being a footballer. Is not even on there.
God, no.
What did you study at uni then?
So I went to uni because I wanted to live the uni life. 3 years. My cousin.
The course is irrelevant then.
The course. Honestly, now I was like this. Toss a coin. Sports coaching. That'll do. And I literally done sports coaching for 3 years. But I was not asked about my degree. I heard you could do your coaching badges, like your C, your B, and your A, and you can get it funded if you did sports coaching. So I was like, that'll do. Brilliant.
But did you not think you were a good footballer at the time? Was that even like you're just in a different environment there, aren't you? Because that's weird. Like, to be 18 and just going to uni, not even considering football.
Yeah, maybe.
Obviously, you still would have had ability at that time, wouldn't you? That's weird, isn't it? Because
for me, I thought I played in the lowest form of Welsh football.
It's not even.
What chance have I got at 16 become a
Did
professional
you just seem
footballer.
too far away?
Too far away.
Just too far
Too far away,
Yeah.
massively.
But like, I don't know, would you not think that you were so much better than the other people you were playing with that time, or were you not loads
Were you not
better?
even playing? Were you
I
not
was
even playing?
16. Do you know what? I was 16 playing in the lowest form of Welsh football against 35-year-old men who were fucking horrible fuckers.
Yeah. So yeah.
And I used to love it. And I thought, fucking brilliant. This is great. I love the hustle and the
Were you not
bustle.
so much better than them where you thought, I should be playing something?
But in my first year, I probably didn't score for Llangedwin. I scored 1 goal for Llangedwin. Then the next year I went to Kersia and scored 27 goals in 24 games.
Do you know what's mad though? Like, I think it's for the listeners as well. Like, no one's given you an opportunity.
No
like,
one.
you know, people talk about giving an opportunity. No one's given you that. Like, you've just played that way, and no one spotted you, which is weird, isn't it? No,
But that's
no
my
one
character.
spotted you, and no one's given you opportunity. Like, suddenly, you know, someone could have just gone, "Oh, who's this kid?" And like, we get a lot of stories about someone spotting this kid playing. No one's seen you.
No.
You've gone to university and still no one's
No.
seen you. Just gone.
But you are in. Before you go to university, you are in the middle of nowhere. Who's going to see where?
Who's going to see that?
At
Yeah, I suppose,
Llangedwin.
yeah.
Who's gonna see that?
Llangedwin in the Welsh.
Have you heard of
Division
Llangedwin before this evening?
No, mate.
Can't even pronounce
I
it.
can't even pronounce it. I've went through it 4 times. I still got it wrong. I'm like, la, 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 la. And I've had to drink 3 pints of water to try and get the start and pronunciation right.
But
you just say, but you're in the wilderness, aren't you?
You're on the world,
And you've been
there will be hundreds of kids, hundreds of kids across Wales. I think in particular in Wales, and probably up in Scotland. Of
course.
When you're out the way, that it's so hard to access.
And do you know what's
the
crazy?
coaching, the infrastructure that you need to become a footballer compared to more inner city kids and things like that. So it is difficult. But going to Cardiff Met, like your football dream was over, wasn't it?
I went to Cardiff Met thinking I want to go out 2, 3, 4 times.
That's all your thing.
I want to get on the piss. I want to have the best 3 years of my life. Go home and probably work.
But Cardiff Met were in the Welsh Premier League. They had a university team which was in the Welsh
Yes.
Premier League, didn't they?
Not at the time. So they
okay,
were the season I joined university. They were in the one below Welsh Prem.
Okay.
And I remember going to the Freshers' Fair, we used to call it, and there'd be a massive fucking room, and there'd be like, join our netball team, join our football team, join our hockey, lacrosse. Fucking, I haven't even heard of half of these fucking sports.
It's
Lacrosse.
a fantastic sports.
I can't give it enough credit.
Like
It's
athletics and things like that is
athletics, unbelievable. They've
incredible.
got Olympic athletes like training at these facilities. Unbelievable. And I remember going to this Freshers' Fair, and it was mandatory. You had to go. It's part of like you used to get credits for your courses. If you went to this, 20 credits. So, fucking hell, freebie. You go to this. Anyway, we're walking around. I remember I went out the night before. I was fucking steaming. We had a great night in Glam in fucking Cardiff. Shout out Glam. Shut down, gutted, right? And we're going around this Freshers' Fair, and I remember Chris Baker, his name is. The lad who was the starting centre mid, he was like club captain. Come and join our freshers team, like you see in fucking movies, honest to God. And I was like, "Hi mate, yeah, my mate wants to sign up for the footy team. Listen, I'll come along, give it a go." Like I wasn't really fussed. He was like £3 per person. I was like, £3 to play football? No chance, mate. I was like,
You had to pay to play for
for the trial. I was like, I'm just not doing that. It doesn't add up.
Were you not thinking at the time though? If I play, I will smash this.
Do you know
Were you
what?
not-
I was so hungover, it was not even a fucking thought in my head. And it sounds mental, but I was like, you want me to
You
make
must have thought.
£3?
You must be thinking in your head.
I didn't. I
I'm
promise you
decent.
now.
I'm
No.
decent.
It's
I
so
didn't.
scary that you're in that position in your life where like football is just gone for you.
It was just
All
irrelevant.
you're thinking is being right. I'm 18. I just want to go out. I want to drink. I want to party.
I did
I wanna do
5
that
years
sort
at
of stuff.
Shrewsbury. I did 5 years at Shrewsbury,
Yeah.
training at Lilleshall, playing at
It's
Lilleshall.
not even like
Not even on your
not even
radar.
to
So
play.
not even-
play
So
for
if
your
someone had said to you,
Yes.
what are your next 5? What were your 5 possible jobs in the future? Football's not even. You
can name 50. You can name 50. It was never
Not
even there. Not even there.
considered.
And my mate Josh Pope, again, I'll have to give him a shout out. He said, "Mate, I've got a tenner cash here. Let me just pay for you, and we'll go to the trials tomorrow."
So you
I was
may
like-
pay for you to go to
So
retreat.
Josh Pope, he paid for me.
Great
from
story.
Plymouth, from Plymouth,
This is
right?
mental.
Little film. It's a
And
little film.
he
this is.
paid a tenner. I was like, oh, fuck it, whatever. And he's like, right, what's your name on Facebook? We'll tag you in a group on Facebook. You turn up at the football pitch at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. This was on a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Sunday night was fucking it was top class in Cardiff. It was unreal. I don't know why. It was unbelievable for students. So we went out on a Sunday. I remember waking up, missed my mandatory lectures on the Monday morning.
Standard.
Fucking steaming, whatever. As students will know this. Got to about 4 o'clock. I'm sleeping. Josh Pope, who paid for my trial, boom, 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 knocking on the door. Mate, come on, get up. We've got to get ready for these trials. I was like, man, why are you so like relax about it?
So busy, yeah.
It's fucking it's trials, mate. Like if we get in, we get in. If we don't, we don't. There's 6 teams you can get in. There's a first team who play in the one below the Welsh Prem. There's a 6th team who get on the fucking piss every Wednesday because you have bucks.
You always think it's a
So I'm like,
standard's rubbish.
I'm not
not all of it's rubbish. This is rubbish. Everything's rubbish. Like, let's leave.
Anyway, I was like, right, come on then. Splash your face. Right, get to the trials. And we spoke off air about it, but I literally turned up to them trials and I've got the first team manager, the first team centre-half, the club captain, the top striker, squad players, all dotted around 4 separate pitches. I was taking the piss. And I'm not saying like I'm fucking Lionel Messi, right? I was honestly just like playing. I was so hungover, nutmegging people, like getting on my left foot, whip. Like it cannon off the post, which probably looked better than scoring because it would make a massive racket. Everyone would be like, what was that? They would, let's watch that game. And I'd be like, go on a bit of a mazy, roll it through someone's leg, roll it bottom corner.
It's more you playing without a care.
Yeah. Did not care.
Free.
Yeah,
Freedom. No. I was just playing football because I liked football. Yeah. I played for Shrewsbury, I played with my brothers, I played for Care Ceases, which is an upgrade. Just enjoying myself. I played, I think it was about 8 minutes. The first team manager was like, excuse me, and we had bibs on. The blue bib, come over here. Who do you play for? I was like, I'm signing on at Care Ceases. She's like, yeah, I know Care Ceases quite well. Would you be interested in training with the first team? It's like, first team? I was a bit like, yeah, can do if you want me to. Like, he's like, yeah, we train at 7 o'clock this evening. It was about 5:30 now. He's like, get yourself home, go and get yourself changed, relax, come and join us back here at 7:15. Yeah. I was like, a bit of a problem. I'm catered at university, so my meals are between 6 and 7, so it's probably not going to work for me. That was my response to it. And he was like,
food.
He's like, I'll send you some food if you want. I want you to come and train with us. Yeah. And I was a bit like, all right, that'll do. Do you know what I mean? And I went and trained with them, had a great first session, like, again, played, didn't know what the first team of a big institute like Cardiff Met meant. Yeah. And I literally trained so well, and he was like, I want you to sign for us. Who are you currently with? I was like, Care Ceases. He's like, right, let's get the paper sorted, and I moved from Care Ceases.
So when you started training, were you training well, though? When you started training, you think, I was better than these?
Yes, yeah.
You started training, you were like, without being big-headed, you started training, you thought, I'm easily...
I looked at these lads and I thought, I can hold myself here.
Yeah,
I can
this level is comfortable.
I'm 18 years
and
of age.
And instantly you think that. So if you instantly walk into a new environment, you're instantly at that level, you think, I'm all right.
But I will tell you this, I didn't play for the first team until they got into Welsh Prem. So that first year they were in one league below the Welsh Prem. I didn't play for them, I played for the under-19s. I scored 2 goals a game. I'd get 2 assists a game. I'd get man of the match every time. I fucking tore up. Yeah. And I honestly think, and I look back and I think, that was the best thing for me to build my confidence back up.
To like, this is why I love football. I am very good at football.
I'm okay at football.
But it's amazing for listeners to hear that. Like, that's a 19-year-old lad, isn't it? Where that's the first time you suddenly realised, I thought, whoa, yeah. Very good at this.
And I couldn't get into the first team. I'd be on the bench, and like I used to go out the nights before game when I was on the bench. I got caught by the manager, and he said, "I'm going to ask you a question. Did you go out last night?" And I was like, "Fucking hell, I would never do that, Gaffer. Never do that." And the next day, they used to post photos up on the student union page. There I am, blodded in the fucking photo like this, and he'd be like. And they were such good learning curves along the way. And in my second year, I really cemented my position in Cardiff.
So you finished your degree. So you were going to be a teacher. Obviously, you're currently playing in the Welsh Prem.
Yeah, Welsh Prem.
You've established yourself.
Yeah,
very good player in the Welsh Prem. But obviously, you finished your degree, so you're thinking, I'm going to become a teacher.
Well, it was a little bit different because I went I'd done 4 years at Cardiff Met. In my 5th year, COVID came in. And in my 5th year, I was studying to be a lecturer for higher education students. So from September to December, it was all lecture-based, where I had to do fucking essays after essays. Like, I was never great at that, but I'd blag my way through to like a pass or a merit, a distinction at that level.
Okay, yeah.
And it would like whatever. But in the like practical side of it, I'd be great. And in the first 2 months, I went to Bristol, SGS College, and I did 2 months there, and straight away got absolutely axed because of COVID. So they're like, oh, nobody knew what to do. We don't know how long it's going to last. Submit 2 more essays, you're going to become a teacher. And I was like, jackpot, unbelievable. Wrote 2 more essays, and I was a qualified lecturer. And genuinely now, that's what I built myself up to through my years of uni. On my 5th year, I was like, I want to become a teacher. I'd love to work with people in like higher education students in college, in sixth forms. Yeah. COVID came in and I got that qualification.
Wow. And at Cardiff, so you're playing for Cardiff Met?
Playing for Cardiff Met at the time.
Do you get paid at Cardiff Met?
No, not a penny.
Everyone else in the Welsh Prem will get paid at this point.
Everybody else,
every other team.
So every team in the Welsh Prem gets paid apart from Cardiff Met.
Yeah.
And do they get subsidised for their
I got a premium scholarship, the top scholarship, premium scholarship, £600 for the year, which worked out £199.99 a term. 3 terms, 200 quid a term. 200 quid. I get a Domino's, go on a night out, it's gone. Let me say that the other way. I go on a night out, wake up in the morning, Domino's.
Domino's. What happens if, say, TNS come into you halfway through your course and say, we'll sign you? You'd have to give up your qualification and course to go to TNS, I suppose.
It's a good question. I suppose I remember one of our top players, Jordan Lamb, got approached by Bala in his 2nd year. Yeah. And he was like, we'd love to have you. We'd offer you 250 quid a week. And he was going, no, I'm not getting paid a penny. I can go and get 250 quid a week.
Of course, yeah.
But I'm going to have to study this whole time, but I'm going to have to travel to Bala twice a week. And he was like, is it worth it? No. Yeah. So that's... Don't get me wrong, if it was... If you're getting offered £1,000 a week...
of course.
Whatever, it's a little bit different, but...
Yeah. So you roll out of university, COVID's going on.
Yeah.
You finish at Cardiff Met and...
Got your degree.
Got your degree.
Yeah.
And then Bala Town comes about.
Yeah, so obviously COVID came in.
You're 21 or 20... 21?
What would I have been there? 18, 19, 20, 20, 21, 22. 22 I would have been.
So you finish uni, what are you going to do? So say Bala come in.
Great
Bala
question.
Town's only, 45 minutes from Llangedwin?
45 minutes from Llangedwin, probably over the top of you. If you know the roads, you do
over the Berwyn.
Yeah, over the Berwyn, you do
that is a death trap of a drive,
death trap.
Mate,
we've been stuck in the snow there, haven't we?
Oh
my
I've never had to drive to Bala, hope you never will.
Honestly, mate, you drive over this road, mate.
Fans.
I remember I took Emma, my wife, she drove me one of my first games.
Ears popped.
Ears popped as you're going up, and you're driving, and she was like, where's the bollards? I was like, what do you mean? She goes, you can fall off that cliff. And you look on the left-hand side, it literally just goes, bosh. I am like, I'm hugging the cliff like this, mate. And there's single passing spots on the way, isn't there, where you have to, honestly, mate, it's a death trap of a drive.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was about 40 minutes over that lovely route.
So Colin Caton, who's the
Bala manager.
Any Shrewsbury fans? His dad used to play for Shrewsbury.
Charlie
Caton, who's at Chester now.
Yes, of course.
Colin,
So I kind of got wind that COVID came in. I was leaving Cardiff Met and moving back home to Llangedwin to work on the farm because I literally had nothing. I applied for jobs in Oswestry and Shrewsbury and Telford. I was willing to travel an hour and a half. Sorry, we don't know how long COVID's going on for. We can't offer you a job.
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, what the fuck have I done uni for all these years? What have I worked towards here? Because I was real passionate about going into teaching and like educating young children and young adults, if you like. But it just didn't materialise. So I was like, well, I need to earn money. The only way for me to earn money, obviously COVID was a tough time for everyone. It was a great time for me because I could work for my old man on the building. I was concreting, I was milking, I was
so
tipping chickens.
Your dad is a farmer.
You're still helping your dad on the farm and that milking?
Yeah. So I've got my degree, come back in, March, April time. And he's got like a building site, he's got a dairy site, a contracting site, holiday lets, poultry. He's a bit of a mogul. Fair play to him, he's done so well. But I was like, well, I need to work here because I need to earn money. Because I've had no money for the last 4 or 5 years in university. Yeah. I've not been paid by football. I've given up so much of my time to become a lecturer. And now I can't get a job.
So you're 22, 23 and you've never really been paid anything?
Never been paid a penny.
Never paid anything from football?
30 quid from Care Suisse. That's all.
I mean, that's crazy, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? And I got my maintenance loan in university, which was, hell, it would work out £1,500 a term. Yeah. Which is 3 months worth, 1,500 quid in 3 months. I was going like 3 times a week. Crazy.
So Bala have suddenly gone, right, we're like this kid. Let's take a chance on him.
Yeah. So that was it.
Was Dave there at the time?
No, Dave wasn't there at the time.
This is before Dave came.
Yeah.
So Bala Town, who's the manager at the time?
Colin Caton and his assistant.
So he's seen you and he's gone, well, what's the situation?
So he knew I was moving home, which was less than an hour away from where he was. And they generically signed people from Liverpool, Manchester, Chester, that area. Okay. So to have a Welsh lad who's 40 minutes away, unbelievable.
We'll have that.
Do you know what I mean? We'll have a bit of that. And my first contract was £150 a week, and I thought, oh yeah.
You suddenly, first time ever, you're going to get paid for playing.
I thought I was going to get paid £100.
That's amazing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, so it is. Tuesday, Thursday night training.
No, Tuesday night training, play on a Saturday. Twice a week. And we trained in Wrexham, which, when I lived at my mother's house, it was half an hour, and I used to pick Alex Ramsey on the way.
You've won the lottery.
I was like,
you've won the lottery.
Train Tuesday, play on a Saturday in the same league and get paid 150 quid.
And be able to work for your dad at the same time.
Work for my old man on the building.
Farming or building or whatever.
Fucking working fingers to the bone, and like, people from back home, they still rip me about it now. You never did that. I fucking did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, it was 2 years, and these lot have done it for fucking years and years and years. Yeah. But we worked hard in that time.
Yeah.
And so, like, on a Tuesday night, I'd have to finish work at 4, get back to the yard for 4:45, get home, get changed, get my footy kit, go and train for an hour and a half, and then Wednesday we'd be back up at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning to go ready to work on a Wednesday. So it suited well. Bala are a good side. Trained in Wrexham once a week, and you play on the weekend, which is 40 minutes from my dad's house.
Well, I won't go into too much detail. Obviously, I was at Bala as well, but what amazing people.
Great people.
So, like, it's a proper community club. It's a very, very small Welsh town.
Yes.
I'd never heard of it, you saying.
No.
Yeah. But honestly, it means the world to the people at Bala. And there's David and Nigel Ackroyd, who are the owners of the
Ruth, who was
club.
amazing.
Ruth, who works them.
You've got...
It's an amazing community.
Yeah.
So once you sign for them, you are like... You're in.
But they had a lot of Scousers and Manc lads who would have to travel an hour and a half home. We would travel, it would probably be similar time for us, wouldn't it? But in a castle, we'd always go to the pub afterwards. We'd go.
Right, you had to. It was like
we'd go for one pint.
Find a fiver if you didn't go to the pub afterwards.
Find a fiver.
You're fined if you don't go out drinking afterwards.
So we go to the. I remember. I get on this one night. Stephen Leslie, Dave Edwards, both had misses at the time.
Still out.
And Alex.
Still out. Been married 10 years, on a minute. Hey, we've had a couple of drinks. Let's just keep this sensible.
Cut. Right, Steve Leslie, Dave Edwards, Alex Ramsey.
Stephen Leslie,
you would know.
He's at Shrewsbury playing.
At Shrewsbury.
Very good footballer, carrying a bit of timber.
Oh my God, the left foot was a one, but he was a fat, tubby fucking Stephen. Right? Alex Ramsey, all had beers. I was the only single one. I was 23, 24. I was in my prime. Right? We go to the pub afterwards and we'd have a pint like this. And I was like, boys, we've got to stay here. There's a band coming on in 2 hours. 2 hours? Fucking terrible band they were. Band coming on, unbelievable. Irrelevant. And we used to stay there till 9 o'clock, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And one of us
we'd leave you there sometimes.
We'd leave you there.
We'd leave you in Bala sometimes.
I'd be there with Ruth's son Dodge, and I'd be like, right, boys, see you later, I'm staying here. And I stayed in Bala.
And how did that go at Bala, though? Talk me through them seasons at Bala.
So the year before you signed, Dave, we had a real good year. I think we came top 3, so we qualified for Europe.
You're top 3 in the Welsh Prem.
Yeah.
Good achievement, that is.
Yeah,
you're playing left wing.
And
I
you're,
was playing
and you're
left wing.
on £150 a week.
£150 a week. Yeah.
And you're obviously TNS lads. I don't know what TNS lads get paid.
Boys on over £1,000 a week there.
Yeah.
You got TNS lads on like
£2,000.
you got TNS lads on like £1,000 a week and all that. So you finish third in the league. You're on 150 quid a week.
Yeah.
But you are more than competing against these other lads.
Yeah, well, I
who are
scored-
getting weighed in.
I scored fucking 11, 12 goals that season, 10, 11 assists. So like good numbers, real good numbers.
Playing well.
Second year, I remember that's when you signed Dave, wasn't it?
But Dave's come in. Oh, just quickly before we move on. What was it like when Dave Edwards rocks up? How did you feel about that? Suddenly,
Genuine no.
Talk me through when you knew you were signing.
So I remember Alex ringing me, Alex Ramsey, rang
Alex
me,
Ramsey,
and he
yeah.
goes,
He's the
"Listen,
goalkeeper at Bala.
yeah, and he was like, I think Dave Edwards is going to sign for us. And I was like,
Don't worry about that. His legs have gone. Don't worry about it. That's a waste of £2,000 a week.
Dave Edwards, you fucking kidding me? You can't move, mate. But I genuinely, like, I used to play for Shrewsbury. I used to get 2 free tickets to go and watch Shrewsbury play. Me and my brother would go. We used to go and watch Dave, and it was amazing. Do you know what I mean? So when I heard Dave was signing, I was like,
That's cool.
play it cool. And I remember, hi Dave. Nice
You were late first day in the car school.
Yeah, well,
Talk me through the car school. Tell them this is the car school. What was the car school?
So quite early, I would drive from me and Stephen Leslie from Shrewsbury. So me and him would meet up in Shrewsbury. We'd drive to Alex Ramsey, who lives right next to TNS's stadium
in Ulster Street, yeah.
And Will would come and meet us there as well.
Yeah.
And then we'd go off to
So it'd be the 4 of you.
and we'd either go off to Wrexham, or if we were playing at home at Bala, we'd actually meet in Langedwin. We'd meet
at my old man's pub, yeah.
It makes
And
sense
obviously,
for us to cross.
so you're sharing who drives.
yeah.
But the first,
Bear in mind,
I remember my first
obviously Dave's rocking a Tesla, isn't he, straight away? Like, which is
Oh, don't worry about that. We had a couple of nice cars in there. We had Leslie had the Jeep, I had the Range Rover.
So we're all right.
the Vogue, mate.
So we're all right. So everybody's all right.
Yeah,
So the cars
we're
are decent.
First time up first.
No one's rocking up in a Punto.
First time he picked us up, so I'm waiting at Rambo's house, Alex Rambo's house. We've been waiting there for like 15 minutes, me, Les. But Les, sorry, Will's always late. Like, later than me. And he comes razzing round the corner in his Range Rover Evoque, mate. Shit everywhere, right on the side. Proper farmer, mate. You don't take care.
Full-on farmer
They
and
do
all
not
that.
take care of anything, mate.
He's got 2 pheasants in the boot.
Honestly, mate, he had like these old worn shorts on, dust all over his face, mate, and he was just like, bam.
You're sitting there going, this wasn't.
What the fuck have I got myself into?
This wasn't like when I was with Jimenez in Connor and all that. This wasn't like Wolves.
no.
This is not Wolves.
But I want to give Dave a
So
lesson.
we were late on the way to Bala. So we only ever trained in Bala in pre-season. Otherwise,
Yes.
it was at Wrexham.
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
were going to Bala, and we were late for training. And he was like overtaking everyone, and we were on A roads where you could not overtake.
Yeah.
Couldn't see.
But you were
Hidden
just
days.
ragging it, mate. He's like, I know this corner, it's fine. No one ever goes around this corner.
No one's ever come in the other way on this corner.
Mate, honestly, I went back to Emma and I was like, I don't know if it's.
What have I got myself into?
I don't know if I've got 2 seasons in this.
No.
What did you think when you first met, like, the group you were coming?
what
Obviously,
do
you
you
knew
think,
Steve Leslie.
I've said to you a few times, I loved it that you, like, this is a perfect example.
Starting those.
So I've left Shrewsbury where everyone is moaning how bad the training pitch is, how bad the training kit is, why we have to be in at this time, why we're training this many days. Everyone's moaning, whereas he's rocking up after 9 hours of laying concrete all day to pick me up, to take me to Bala because he wants to be. He's getting on to 50 quid a week, which is, he said, that's amazing for you, but he wants to play football, and that was really refreshing for me. That was really
like a nice reset, yeah.
Almost like takes you back to why you want to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I absolutely love that about him.
And we had a great camaraderie off the pitch, didn't we? Like, even when in the changing rooms, we used to have, like, lads from Liverpool, lads from Manchester, like, lads from different cultures and backgrounds who would all come together, and we had a fucking good couple of years.
We'd end up in, like, Bala. It's in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
But he did well, didn't he?
We did well. We did really well.
Successful couple of
Yeah,
seasons.
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
That first season where I came in, you would come. We finished second that year.
We finished second that year.
Europe again.
Yeah. Behind TNS.
That's an incredible
achievement for the
achievement.
club.
It comes second when you're paying lads like a few hundred quid. Obviously, Dave was getting paid a lot more than that, but most of you were getting paid. But to compete with MTNS and all that,
time.
yeah, we're getting
we trained on Tuesday night.
Serious money, like, isn't on there?
Yeah.
It was great.
Amazing.
It was great, and we had a great year that second year.
European adventures and things like that.
Go and tell us a little bit about the European adventures. Go on.
So, in my first year, we played. So I signed for Bala in the COVID, They qualified for Europe. We played Valletta, one-leg shootout.
Because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
Can't travel away. So we went out to Valletta. Chris Venables scored. We got fucking dicked. Absolutely dicked. Right? And Chris Venables pops up with a goal. We won 1-0. Through to the next round. That was it.
Walked off the pitch a little bit embarrassed.
A little bit like...
Oh, yeah.
Are we celebrating? A little bit like that.
You did celebrate, didn't you?
Oh, fucking...
Was it Malta?
Hey, Malta.
We didn't deserve it, but we celebrated.
We got back on the bus, everyone was like, fucking hell, do you remember that when you did that? No, remember when you didn't touch the ball? Remember you didn't get near your man? Do you remember you fucking scored in Benners? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Got back to and the owner's waiting at the end of the bus, he's going, lads, like this. He's going, Nigel, David, like this. Come on in here. And he's like running in. How old's David now? He's at fucking mid-60s, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Running in, boom, 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 boom.
Free bar.
Free bar. Obviously, it's COVID. There's no one there. It's a beach club environment in the hotel. They've lit up all the lights. I promise you, the size of this table, there is beers and cocktails and fucking Jaeger bombs. Oh my god, we had the best night ever.
Class.
Unbelievable. And about a week later, we had the draw. We got drawn at home to Standard Liège.
Just a one-leg
shootout. Standard Liège.
That's a massive club.
Standard Liège. I was like, I used to play FIFA. So I was like, unbelievable.
Just to put it into reference, Bala cannot play home games in Europe because of the stadium.
This then got
Backstage,
switched. So we were like, we're going away to Standard Liège. So we got a chartered plane. I've got a little fold over on my seat. Will Evans, number 8. I thought, fucking hell, taking that. You know what I mean? I like that.
Pictures everywhere, taking everything.
Literally,
everywhere.
I thought, what is going on?
Yeah.
And we turned up at Standard Liège, and I remember walking in. I was like, if I die tomorrow, I've achieved everything I wanted in football.
100%.
I'm playing at Standard Liège, and I remember. Rockstar was the tune. It was a massive TikTok song at the time, and the speakers were blaring it. I was like,
God, give us a little number of Rockstar. I remember that tune.
What is it?
Come on.
I mean,
oh, come on, what is it?
It's the old boy sings, isn't it?
Baby, I'm a rock star.
Yeah.
I'm a cop.
We'll have to play that over the top.
Yeah.
won't we?
Can't remember.
We'll find out. We'll find out when we end.
Can't remember it. Yeah, joke. But that was playing.
Amazing
I remember
experience.
everything about it. The day of the game, Alex Ramsey was our keeper. He had no goalkeeper socks. So we had to stop at Sports Direct equivalent on the way to the game to get him some grey
It's
socks.
another level, isn't it?
It's just like,
It's
and
ridiculous.
I thought, that's normal. But we played there and it was unbelievable.
But the thing is, like that's ridiculous to say, to us. But for you, that wasn't ridiculous because you've never been.
I've reached the pinnacle of my football career.
You haven't done 7 years in the academy where you've had everything handed on.
Yeah.
So then you end up getting picked for Wales C team. So what?
Yes.
Just explain for listeners, what is Wales C team?
Yeah, so I got picked for that in that COVID year. It got cancelled because of COVID, but it's basically a semi-professional Welsh team that is made up of Welsh players who play in the Welsh Premier League. So out of the 12 teams in the Welsh Premier League, they pick out the best players of
Who are playing that?
Who are Welsh?
Who are Welsh.
Who are Welsh?
You've got to be Welsh to play against an England
Because
C team.
anybody who would be really good wouldn't be playing the Welsh Prem, they'd be in the English Prem, wouldn't they? Say the best player
yes,
would
of course, yeah.
And a lot of our listeners know about it because our other podcast friend Gav played for England C.
Well, Gav,
yes.
I got asked to play for England C, but
Yeah.
I went to Magaluf instead because I thought I didn't want to be. My friend said to me, I got selected when we went in the conference for Shrewsbury, and we won the conference, and I ripped it up. and I got asked to play for England C. And I messaged my mates. My mate said, Sam, that's embarrassing if you play for England C, because that's basically what you've been picked for is the best of the worst. So we've been.
Right,
I went to Magaluf instead. But Gav is, but no disrespect to Gav, but he's really proud of it, isn't he?
I will
Wales
say
is different. Wales is different though, I think.
Wales is different because
you've
you're
got
the
a
Welsh
league.
Prem.
It's a
Yeah,
league.
like English, like basically you're getting picked from the English non-league team to play for England C,
But Wales,
which
you're
to
getting
me
picked from the best Welsh league.
is rubbish. So Gav's really proud of it. If he'd come tonight, he'd probably worn his England cap. But for him, that's a big deal.
I would
But for
beg to
me,
differ
that
there
was-
because I'll come on to it, but we beat them 4-0. And
You beat England to see 4-0.
yeah, but their boys.
That's why it's...
After the game, I remember coming out, we were all buzzing, champagne spraying, I say fake cider, spraying in the changing rooms, right? I remember coming outside to see my mum and dad, and there's lads having photos with their England caps on, and they were posting it like it was no tomorrow. I'd played for England, it seemed to be a massive achievement for them.
Even though he's been
And
done 4-0.
You've been done 4-0, but at the same time, I look back and I think the pool of players they can select from, and you pick 18 players, that is some achievement to get into that 18-man team.
Who aren't professional.
Who are professional. I thought, do you know what, fair fucks, I kind of get that. I do get that.
Wait, but that's nice. That's nice for Gav to hear, isn't it? Because
I thought that was a massive achievement for them, and they.
Sorry, then, Will. I've been a bit disrespectful.
Absolutely huge. So this is my first season at Bala.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? And Will, you had a good season. Will played left wing. A bit about Will's background as a player. Very, very athletic.
Yeah.
Very good in the air.
Yeah.
Lovely left foot as well. You played left wing. You scored bags of goals for us. And you got in the England C. And like obviously,
Wales C.
Wales C.
The Wales C.
Played against the England C.
Play against England C, which they do every single year, don't they?
Yeah.
And you were proud of it, and say Rambo's in it.
Rambo's in there as well.
But this was the pinnacle, not the pinnacle. This was like the big turning point of your career, wasn't it?
It was a pinnacle, Dave. Massively was a pinnacle.
Why was it? Because I've been a bit disrespectful there. I'm thinking it's Wales non-league, England non-league.
Yeah.
And you've smashed them 4-0, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you've had a worldie.
It's a game where there is
and the scouts are
there's scouts watching, there's TV cameras there, all these things. And
the year before, I got called up for it, and I got a phone call from Mark Jones, he was a Wales C manager, and he's like, I want you in my team. And I was like, this is fucking nuts. Yes, yeah. Unbelievable. I was like, I've just had a phone call to represent my country. I don't care whether you play dominoes, tiddlywinks, football or fucking rugby. Yeah. If you get a phone call saying you've been asked to represent your country, that is a great feeling. Yeah. And you've had it at the fucking highest standard, Dave, don't get me wrong. But Wales C, as a semi-professional footballer who thought that dream was well gone, to have that call was unbelievable. Now, that was during COVID. That got cancelled. And I had a great year that year. So I almost had to go again. Yeah. And that year we had a great year, didn't we? We finished really second.
Good. And you played really well.
And I done well. I did well.
He's not there by anything else apart from pure merit. Yeah,
really pure merit.
And you had a good season. You played every game.
Yes,
You scoring, you
assisting, good numbers. And to do that after it not going ahead, and I've been trying to get into that squad for the previous 3 years with Cardiff Met. Never got into it.
Yeah.
Get onto it with Bala, gets cancelled. I thought, fucking hell, just my luck.
Yeah.
The year after, I get called up, and I thought, I have got to smash this. Do you know what I mean? We're all competitive lads, but I want to do well. I'm on an international stage, whether it's a C game or the first team, I want to do well. And that game, I think, like you said, is a massive turning point in my career.
That is the game where suddenly everybody's gone, who the fuck is this Will?
So Will Evans, wearing a Welsh shirt, wearing number 11.
Yeah.
Gareth Bale's number.
Yeah. And you've scored, and you've smashed them too.
Where was the game at?
It was at Carnarvon.
At Carnarvon.
At the Oval, yeah.
At the Oval, and beating England 4-0. And you scored two absolute worldies.
Really good goals, yeah.
Did you have an agent at that time?
No.
So just you?
I actually worked for an agency, so I was working on the farm, right? On the farm, right? Get on this, get on this.
I love that.
Right, I was working on the farm. I thought, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, I hate it. Like, it's not me. My two older brothers, my dad, even my mum when she was involved.
Because you had a talent, or didn't you?
That was everything they knew. Like, it wasn't a job; it was a lifestyle. That was not me. I didn't want to wake up and work on the building or the concreting or milking fucking cows. I was sick of it. I was absolutely sick of it. And I thought, this is my chance now to try and show what I can do other than football. Thank you, David.
So
sorry,
you haven't got an agent. You've ripped it up. You've scored two. It's like you're buzzing.
Yeah.
So what happens after that? Are you thinking now I'm going to get a move? Are you getting phone calls off anybody?
Can you talk to the goals first?
Okay.
Honestly, the goals were a joke.
So yeah, like I said, I was working for this agency because I wanted to get into like the football field. Anyway, thought nothing of it. Played these games. First goal, right? Bear in mind, England City have got a top team. Yeah. It was they're meant to be their managers last season. He's taken all the best players from the National League. Yeah. So these are professional footballers. They're playing for Stockport. They're playing for Bromley. Grimsby. Wrexham boys, to be fair, got dragged out because they were in a title race. First one, I think it was about 11 minutes in, if I'm right. Wales, you know what we're like, set pieces, crash them. We have 3 big centre halves, through it, right? It goes in, heads out, and our right back heads it out to me. And I've seen it come over my head, and I bring it down with my knee, and back in. And I thought, I know where the goal is. I'm just going to hit it across the keeper, and you couldn't have hit it any more perfect.
It's beautiful.
It's hit the inside of the post, gone in.
Just instinct.
I was just like.
That was 1-0. That was 1-0, yeah.
That was 1-0. The second goal, did I get the assist for a second? No. So, as a striker in that game, you're up against it.
Were you playing up front? 3-5-2?
I was playing, 3-5-2. I was up top. I was on the right-hand side, so on my left foot, I can deliver. So, balls come up to me, holding off a defender. I'm pushing against him, and I sucked him in so much, I lay it off. The lad goes through, cross the ball, 2-0. I was like, what the
confidence now,
confidence. I was like, everything I wanted from this game, I've done already. So whatever I do now, whether I have a fucking stinker, I'm not asked.
I've got my highlights.
I've got highlight reels.
Got the Instagram reel.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but they're the things on it. It's
of course it is. In this day and age, that's what it is.
It's like, never mind, I say to my kids, never mind about the 10 bad passes you do. You score one, or you assist one, that's it.
That's it. That's what makes the highlight reel.
The impact.
Exactly that. And the third one, I was involved in the third one as well. I can't remember how. It's like a little 1-2 down the line, cut across goal. That was 3-0 in 35 minutes. And just before half-time, I remember we worked on a long throw routine, and they wanted me as the point to hold it up. And we had 2 number 8s who were cross. And if it's open, come into me. It comes into me, a big looping throw. I touch it with my right foot. The touch, I've never had a touch that's that good, right?
Boom. It's on the most bobbly, grassiest pitch ever could have, isn't it?
Right foot, killed it, pushed out with my left foot, and I thought, yes, all I hear is, yes, play it. I thought, fuck this, I'm missing it. Whipped it. It's bent round, hit the post and gone in. And you can see myself around, I'm a bit like, is that gone
I just scored an absolute worldie.
I just scored a worldie again. Fucking hell, 4-0, half-time. And we went on to win that game 4-0. And it was, honestly now, and like I said earlier, it is the massive turning point in my career as a footballer.
So what happened? Go on, tell us.
I remember watching that game, because obviously it's on Welsh TV, watching SLC, and it was just like, wow.
And you know, and Dave knows because he's been long.
Yeah, he's
you
been
go.
it,
That kid who just scored 2 there.
Yeah.
He now his phone is going to be.
I always said to you, Will, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said you have got all the attributes, all the attributes to play in the league, 100%, because you are so physical, you're so good in the game, you've got such a lovely left foot. If someone just could get hold of you and then coach you, then you've got all the attributes. And I'm like, this is going to happen now. It's going to happen.
So you signed for Newport. Why did you sign for Newport?
Why did I sign for Newport? So I actually met Barnet when they were playing away at Wrexham in the National League.
And this is off the back of that Wales game.
Off the back of that, and I met Dean Brennan, what a lovely bloke, and we played against them last year in the FA Cup, and I was injured, but I met him, and what a lovely guy. Met him at Osprey Golf Club. This is what I want to do, this is where I want to be. And I thought, oh my God, unbelievable. Offering more money than offered me more money than I've ever really known. I was like, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable, crazy. And I thought, right, maybe I'm going to go with this. And one day, I was working on my cousin's house, and we were renovating the house. Had a phone call on WhatsApp, and it said, maybe ... Ian Dowie. I was like, fuck. Ian Dowie, fuck off, no way. Hello? And I had a struggle for signal because we're in the middle of mid-Wales, you know what I mean? Up in Welshpool in the hills. Hello? Hi, Will, it's Ian Dowie. And I was like...
Did it sound like Ian Dowie?
Fucking husky voice, you know what it is. You've seen it on Soccer Saturday. I was like, hello? Yeah, it's Will Evans. "Hey mate, it's Ian Dowie," and I was like, "Fuck off, no way." So I was like, "Right, who's pulling pranks?" So I hung up, boom, straight away. I thought, "No way."
I would let that slide.
Someone's taking the piss out of me, but it come up maybe Ian Dowie. 2 minutes later, Ian Dowie. I was like, maybe Ian Dowie. Hello. Oh well, sorry, I think we lost signal. I was like, yeah, I think we did actually. Yeah, how are you going to help you? He's like, I'm director of football at Larne in Northern Ireland, and we played them the year before in Europe.
So Northern Irish team,
right.
they're full-time, really big club in Northern
really
Ireland.
good
Really big club
fucking
in Northern Ireland.
setup. Really good setup. Great ground. Had some top players. And he was like, yeah, I'm director of football here. Listen, I want to get you over here for a couple of years, and then we'll try and offload you to England to try and progress your career. I was like, oh my God, he's being fucking serious. He's like, I'm going to send your number to our head coach, Paul Tiernan, and I'll let him speak to you. Fine. Hung up that night, 7 o'clock. Maybe Paul Tiernan. I was like, oh my God, this is adding up a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Hello? Is that, hi, well, it's
The boys in Mid Wales are on a great laugh here, mate.
Yeah, mate, I thought someone's having me right on. Paul Tiernan, and he explained it. I said, how does your schedule look? Blah, 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 blah. I had an offer from Barnet, like, really good offer. To me, it was unbelievable money. Do you know what I mean? I think it was a
Can you tell us that or not?
grand a week. Right. And I was like, oh, grand a week to play football? Are you fucking kidding me?
Nothing I've ever known.
No way. I wasn't getting paid that at my old man's place.
But then you looked at London prices as well.
And then, they're like, we can do you a relocation fee of £8,000 straight to your account. I was like, oh, £8,000 in London? I'll go fucking mental.
Wouldn't have a house.
A few good nights out.
Can you put that on my current account, please? Just in my card.
So I was like, right, okay, fucking brilliant. And he was like, we'd love to get you over here. Ian Dow is our director of football. Like, I think he spoke to you, but blah, 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 blah. I was like, wow, I think I'm going to Northern Ireland here. So I was like, I was single at the time. I was like, got no baggage. That could be a great move. Obviously, we played against them. I knew how good they were. Their setup was brilliant. And I thought, well, this is me. And Alex, my good mate from Bala, he rang me up. He's like, and he was working on behalf. He was working for an agency. Yeah. And someone had rung him and said, "Do you know that Will Evans who played for you? Can we speak to him?" It was fucking Newport County, League Two. And obviously I'd been to uni in Cardiff, so I knew Newport quite well. I'd played the golf course a couple of times. I worked in a school the year before there, in a behavioural management centre. And I was like, well, I know that area quite well. And James Rowbury, who was the manager at the time, "Hi Will, we'd like to have a meeting with you tomorrow morning."
Yeah.
So I was like, he's like, "Can you get down here?" I was like, yeah, let me ring my old man, see if I can get the day off work. And it was one of them. So I rang the old man.
Dad was like, no.
I was like, can I go ahead to Newport tomorrow? And he's like, well, what about this fucking house we're building? I was like, well, I don't know what will come of this. So I drove down to Newport the next day, sat down with James Rowbury and Carl Sarant, the assistant manager, and they went through a presentation. This is how you'll fit. This is what you'll do. You'll come in and do this. I was like, this was all so new to me. So new to me. And don't get me wrong, the money was a lot less than what Barnet offered me, but I was like, I was playing league football. Like, I'd followed Shrewsbury my whole life.
Yeah.
Played for them. Me and my brother have been big supporters. Been, like I said earlier, been to Wembley 4 times with them. And I have a chance to play in the Football League. I thought... So I spoke to Alex. I said, what do you think? And he was like, I think it's a real good opportunity. And literally 2 days later, I went down for my medical.
Amazing story, isn't it? How quick that came back after that Wales game.
That Wales game was a massive turning point. I can't dismiss how much of an impact that had on my career.
Because at the time, someone like Bala, they don't offer contracts mid-season. Do you know what I mean? They don't say, oh, by the way, you're doing well in October, we'll offer you a new contract. Do you know what I mean? It's like, gets to the end of the season, we'll offer you a new contract. Maybe a month or so before. So then you get the opportunity to go play the Football League.
Is this 2 years ago then?
This is 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean that's mad, isn't it? So we've literally covered you. So 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So you have signed for Newport.
Yeah.
You are in League Two.
Yeah.
You walk in there pre-season.
Full-time football.
Full-time
And you
football.
spoke about imposter syndrome before.
Yeah.
Is there any of that?
How do you feel when you walk in that first day? I mean, it was like first day pre-season, boiling hot. You walk in, hey, hiya lads, hiya lads.
I'm Will from Bala.
I'm Will from Bala. But instantly, I'll be looking at him. I'll be going. He looks
What the
shit.
fuck's he gonna
I'll be
do?
going. He looks terrible. For where you from, pal? Bala. Like,
Who?
where?
What's that?
Bala.
What's a ballad?
Never heard of it, mate.
Yeah.
You look terrible. Like, no interest in you, mate. Rubbish. They see you. Like, you got to prove yourself, haven't you? Instantly, I'm just dismissing you. So
The manager's brought me in for a reason because he's seen me in that game. Yeah, the biggest moment of respect you can receive is off your fellow teammates.
Of course, it's everything, isn't it? It's everything.
It's fucking everything. Yeah. So these lads, Newport, I think the year before or 2 years prior, got to Wembley in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So no
And they missed out. Yeah. And they're thinking, well, we want to challenge for playoffs again, and we're bringing in a lad from Bala.
I want kids. They go. We want lads from Sunderland and Chef Wed and all that. Like,
hell, they
we
want
want lads
top
from Bala. Centre forward. All
What's
right,
he gonna
winger
bring to us?
from Bala?
And I remember I walked in there the first day and I met a lad called Declan Drysdale who signed at the same time, and me and him just hit it off straight away.
Yeah.
Blonde lad, good looking, fucking hell, how are you? Do you know what I mean?
I don't like the sound of him.
Pretty boy. I said, what position do you play, pal? He's 6'3", 4", whatever he is. Please don't be a striker, please don't be a striker. I'm a centre half. How are you, mate? Nice to meet you.
You see, like, what position are you? And someone goes like I used to be like, left winger, I'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
Someone goes centre off, be like, yeah, sound me, I'm
yeah,
here for you.
Yeah, and it was as mad as it sounds.
So how was that first season then?
Challenging.
Yeah. Because
what way?
out of where you're from, I spoke to you quite a bit in that early stage.
Yeah, very good, yeah.
I from what the Will I knew at Bala, who was very athletic, naturally gifted physically in what you could do.
Yeah.
But you'd like a drink, you'd like to go out, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Within that first pre-season, I noticed like a fundamental shift as in like, I'm doing this. Do you know what I mean? I am on this. I've got a chance in the football league.
You knew you couldn't. You would
like, bam, I've changed.
Different level. Yeah.
I've changed.
I got a professional deal at 24 years old. Yeah. If you think, which is 9 years prior where I got released, I told I was not good enough to be a left back as I was at the time, to go through the Llangedwin years, the Care Sushi years, the 5 years at uni, the 2 years at Bala. Every year it kind of progressed, and I thought, I am now a professional footballer. Like, this is unheard of for someone in my area.
Yeah.
Not only to become a professional footballer, but I had it in my mind, I've got to make a mark here. I've got to prove the respect to my teammates.
It's a great attitude doing it.
Great, like, and that's, I've been installed
I'm going to make a difference,
I'm not
Don't
here
go
to make
back
up
with
the
tail
numbers.
between your legs like I wasn't good enough.
And in that summer, we signed a lad on loan from Cardiff. We signed Cal Cav on loan from Middlesbrough, Shankazuma from Cardiff, Charlie McNeil from Man United, Omar Bogle had come from fucking
big
Grimsby.
And you're from Bala.
I'm number 5. I'm really going like.
But the lads will know where. No, but the lads will know where they've come from. So the lads will literally. He's come from Man U. They will naturally give him a little bit of respect. You come from Bala. The lads are just going. Lads are not going to be interested.
No way.
He's from Bala.
Yeah.
He's coming as like. Is he the gaffer's mate who's doing him a favour of signing some kid?
And from the manager as well. The manager will, like, in your situation, we've seen it all the time. When you get loan players in from big clubs, they will always get an opportunity.
Of course they will.
Someone who we brought in Bala. We talk about it with Shrewsbury Town with Dan Udo, who's on the podcast.
Yeah.
He came from like Telford.
Yeah.
He come in as fifth choice striker.
Yeah.
Works his way up to number two
Like
choice.
fourth, third, second, third.
Following year, they bring in a few more. He's back to number 4.
Yeah.
Grind his way back through, and you were in exactly the same boat.
I was exactly. We had Zanzala, who just got promoted with Exeter the year before to League One. Like, these are very well capable
Established.
strikers.
And the other lads in the dressing room know these lads. They know who they are.
They know all these lads. They played against
Everyone's
them.
like, what's your name?
I remember we went on a pre-season. We went to Mottram Hall up in Manchester.
Yeah.
We had a pre-season tour. I was quiet as a mouse. It was like my first day of school. You know that time we have to sing.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's fucking horrible. It's horrible. Such a torrid time. And I remember on the last night of our pre-season tour, right, you boys, you're singing tonight. No fucking about. We're having a couple of beers. We were told we'd have 2 beers each. I was there. Coronas under the table. I had about 4 or 5 beers, so I was a little bit, a bit of that Dutch courage.
Yeah,
just before I went up. Dizzy Rascal Holiday, great rendition.
Sang this at Bala.
Yeah, I sang it at Bala. Great rendition of it.
Can you do a bit now?
Get your passport and your bikini. You need a holiday. Come see me. I know you're tired of the same old thing. Yeah, that one. And I remember at the time, I was so nervous because it's a rap. I was getting so red. So I got the title. Breathe, you're too red, breathe. Do you know, I had that fucking out, like 6 months, do you know what I mean? But that pre-season, like, I was all like Dave said earlier, I was always a good runner, and like I was always there or thereabouts at the top.
You show yourself, I belong.
But you had changed as well, though, hadn't you?
Yeah, my mindset changed before. I'm 24 years of age. Not many lads at 24 get a chance to go and play professional football. And
from nowhere.
From nowhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely no. I've come from the absolute midst of fucking mid Wales on a farm where we milk cows.
Yeah.
Like, it was a big story for everyone back home.
Yeah.
Pardon me. They thought, wow, like he's got a real chance here to go and do something. And thankfully, that season was a massive learning curve.
So how many games did he play that season in goals?
And position-wise as well? Cause
yeah, I played 52 games that year.
So the gaffers.
In your first season?
In my first season, I played 52 games out of 56. Yeah.
Wowzers. Amazing. Wowzers. So when the manager looks at it, he goes,
that's
wow.
Trust. Durability, first of all, durability, and trust.
Yeah. But it was. I didn't play my favourite position, so I came in as a striker.
But you've done what you needed to do.
But I've done what I needed to. I wanted to integrate myself, so I played left wing back a lot of the time. So I come on in a lot of games with 10 minutes to go. Absolutely fine with that. And I got my first start at Leyton Orient away, and I scored a header after 10 minutes.
Oh, that's it. No, it is.
Leyton Orient.
Being lucky, in it. Moments. I just read it. I mean, I don't know whether I think it was off air, but I saw it on Michael Bridges. Like, it's them people have that bit of magic where when you have to, in the big moments, you produce, isn't it?
Do you know what?
That is something that's special.
It was a set piece routine where I run to the front post, pull out back, and I meet the header. And it fucking worked. You know when you do set pieces and you're going through it on a Friday, Thursday, whatever, and it doesn't quite come off. This one come off, and do you know what, it's a shit header. But I've headed it into the ground, it's bounced at the keeper's and it's gone in. Leyton Orient went up that year.
How nice is it though that a manager's based the set piece around
me?
You doing that run, because he knows how good you are. That is all of a sudden.
But no one knew who I was, so if I was to go front post, one of the small lads would be like, right, I'll follow him. Pulled out back, headed it in.
Because you don't know quantity. It's not like a centre half who's been there 10 years. And everybody's going, pick him up. He's a nightmare. It's big Stevie Evans at Wrexham. He used to get marked, and then he'd be a distraction for 3 lads, and we get someone else to head the ball in.
And that was kind of my role. And we went 1-0 up, and I fucking celebrated like, oh my God, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I wore the 29 because my cousin, who was like my brother, he committed suicide that year. And his birthday was the 29th of January, so I had 29 on my back.
Oh,
so it was such a good moment.
Class.
And in that same game...
For your family as well.
Yeah, for my family and like...
Were your brothers in that there?
No one was there. It was Leyton Orient. Wait, like London's fucking hell from mid Wales. That's fucking 4 hours.
I'm disappointed in Martin Evans, mate. I've seen him at some naughty places in Wales, mate. Watching us at Carnarvon away.
Exactly.
All these sorts of places, mate.
But yeah, we went 1-0 up, and then I won the penalty that Omar scored to make us go 2-0. We won that game 2-1, and I was like, these are top of the league. If I can do this against top of the league, what's stopping me from doing it from anywhere else?
I remember speaking to Will when he went there. I said, the first year you're there, you got a 2-year contract, so you relax into
it. It's a professional football. This is Will as a professional, the first time ever. You've given some advice.
Yeah, so you got a 2-year contract, whereas you I remember saying to you, I always remember, I was mowing my grass and you rang me, you told me about Newport, you said I've signed.
That's a big, by the way, for the listeners, that's a massive job for Dave Law.
But I remember, I always remember.
and he has a garden, he pretend he has, trying to be humble, he's got a garden. Let's stop trying to pretend you're not big time, Dave.
I always remember, I was mowing the lawn, you rang me, I answered the phone, and you said you were signed. I said, mate, no regrets. You've got absolutely no regrets. Like, you've got a chance now, but that chance won't be here again in 3 years. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So it is no regrets. You go, but any nights out, because I knew Will at that point enjoyed nights out, any nights out, ignore it. You absolutely commit yourself to football for this pre-season and you go for it. And I know fundamentally he did. And then moving away from that, I always said, don't be disappointed. Like, you're going to come in at like the lowest pecking order. Just try and work your way through the players. So get yourself to that thing, well, I might be on the bench, I might get game time, I might start. Don't be disappointed. If you play 15 games in Newport this season, that's a success. And then you build on it the following season.
I would love Dave as my fan.
Honestly, and I will say, it's not just for the podcast, but he was fucking brilliant with me.
He's amazing. He said that to me now, I'm thinking, I actually listened to that for my own life.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, and I will say that, Dave, and I've told you that.
So important.
That you were instrumental in, like, just that little bit of someone who's been there.
Everybody said that though, like Conor Cody said the same, didn't they? That advice is invaluable, especially you, where you've not experienced that in any way. You go like, that first season consolidated, you played 52 games now, your first season in professional football. But that also shows a little bit to you.
Because so easy to go the other way. Do you know what I mean? Where
well, we've seen it a million times.
I've made it, bam, right, I'm here.
A million times. Let's get out, let's get on the lash, let's do this and do that.
But let's not get it twisted. In my first year,
no,
and this is like pure honesty. So after that Leyton Orient game, I think it was a couple of games after, James Roby got sacked and Graham Coughlin come in, who's a Shrewsbury fans would all know. Graham Coughlin,
of course will do.
His first game, our like third team assistant, whatever you want to call it, said start Will Evans and Omar Bogle up top. Bearing in mind, like, I've known Omar Bogle to, like, he's been a championship player, scored for Cardiff. He had
a big move at one point, didn't he?
Big money, like from Wigan to Cardiff. He's only for like 1.5, 2 mil.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm starting alongside Omar Bogle when I was playing for Bala 6 months ago, right? And I scored in that game at home against Colchester. Boom, all the family there. We win 1-0. I scored the fucking header, and I've run over, and I was like, I have fucking cracked it. And this is such a big learning curve.
It's just a quick one. Obviously, Will's from Mid Wales, so he will throw the odd expletive every now and again.
Yeah, we can't. There's too many bleeps, mate.
Oh, sorry.
You're allowed to swear on the podcast, aren't you?
You're allowed to swear.
Sorry,
we're allowed to swear.
In farming terminology, that is like saying.
He's a farmer. He's a farmer from Mid Wales. Like, that sounds like.
Sorry.
If anybody's not, he's a farmer from Mid Wales.
He's softly spoken compared to my brother, mate.
Yeah, you know what I mean? There we go.
He's a posh farmer from Mid Wales, isn't he?
Fuck. So I scored against Colchester. My whole family were there, and I thought, I am it. I've done it.
Yeah.
I've won us the game. I've won Newport County a game in League Two, and that's where my expectation was.
Yeah, amazing.
Right. I started the next 15 games, didn't score one goal. Started the next 15 games, didn't score one goal up top. I was up top with Omar Bogle. He got injured. Zanzala came in. He got injured, and we brought in Cal Cav and Charlie McNeil from Middlesbrough and Man United in January. I get pushed to left wing back. I'm thinking, it's reminding me of the Shrewsbury days where the left back got injured. I've got to go there because I'm left footed.
Pushed back. Yeah, you struck. Yeah.
But the way I dealt with that, I was like, he's trusting me to play there because of my athleticism, to get up and down, to be solid. And for me, that's another 20 games under my belt.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that was the right way to go about it, but I played 52 games that year, so I'm more than happy.
And then the following season.
The following season is last season.
So that's last season.
Yeah.
So we are speaking on the 25th of May 2024.
And this is the last season just gone.
Just gone.
And you've had an unbelievable season, haven't you?
Graham Coughlin's in charge.
Unbelievable.
Graham Coughlin's in charge, yeah.
And right from the off, you're my striker.
No.
Okay. No.
I would love to. So I've just done my first.
I thought we were just going to do like a 5-minute fairy tale. I was going to talk about his goal against Man U and the fact that he's going to go on a massive. No, it's more complicated.
What'd you get? 2 months off as a footballer from the last game of the season
to the start of this
pre-season.
season.
In that 2 months, So I met my missus now in January, built up to this.
All right.
I said, listen, darling, we're going
Settle it.
on a proper holiday. Don't worry about
I'm a
that.
professional footballer. We're going to Dubai.
Oh, we're going to have it. Right.
Vegas.
We went to the Abaton in Greece. If you don't know about it, get on it. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
$5.5 grand. Credit card. Right? Don't worry, darling, I've got this.
I've got this, sweetheart. You with the pro football now, sweetheart. $5.5 grand. Please,
Don't worry about
please
that,
go
Dal.
through on me card. Please accept it.
And
Oh,
she-
it's been declined.
And honestly, now she was good as gold. She was like, "Let me give you some money as well." I said, "Don't worry.
I haven't so.
You sort the spends whilst we're out there,
52
whatever."
games last season, sweetheart.
Yeah, don't worry about it. How are you? Right. But honestly, now I had a period. We went on holiday. We went to Ibiza with the Bala Boys, so I think we had to revisit that.
Dave jumped on that, even
Yeah,
though he's
Dave's
nearly
on that.
40, but that's fine.
We had a good time.
Great time.
Great time.
What else did I do? I went away with my boys, and then a couple of my mates played cricket professionally, so I went to go see them, turned that into a weekend. And
Standard.
I didn't do any running. I didn't do any ball work. I didn't do absolutely anything. I thought, I played 52 games. In the Welsh Premier, we played 40 max with cup competitions.
Yeah.
I played 52 with
So you're thinking I need a break more than
I need to shut off.
Which
Which I don't think is silly, but I needed to completely forget about football. First day we're going to pre-season, which was 1st of July, and I was a bag of shit for 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
I was fucking terrible. It got to a point where 3 weeks in, the gaffer pulled me in, he's like, "What's up with you? You're like, everything okay?" He's like, "Everything okay at home? Is there anything further underneath the surface that we're not seeing?" I was like, I thought I was doing okay.
And did you know at this point this is because I haven't put it in the summer?
No.
Not even put it in.
No,
not
you
even
think
in,
you
not,
think
not,
it's all right?
not, not being on it in the summer.
No.
Because you have to be as a footballer now.
Yeah, of course you do. And don't get me wrong, when we were away in Greece and when I went with the boys, we did a couple of runs in the morning, but like 3Ks, do you know what I mean? Like, what's that? Like
For
under
you-
half,
for you
1.5
now, yeah,
miles.
you'd smash
It's
that.
not enough.
For me, that would be a big effort.
And maybe.
He's just going, I'm only doing 5Ks, and like, I was only doing 5Ks in like 18 minutes, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's rubbish, that, mate.
But that was it. I wasn't really committing to it. I had not kicked the ball from the last game of season to the first day of pre-season, and I said my pre-season. Oh my god, I was terrible. And like I said, it got to the point in the third week in, my gaffer, Graham Coughlin, come over and he's like, "Everything okay? Like, you don't seem on it, whatever." And I was starting as his left wing back.
Yeah, right.
"You're going to be my left wing back. I'm bringing in a lad on loan from Newcastle who's going to challenge you, but you're my starting left wing back. But at the moment, you're not proving it."
Yeah.
And I was like, shit.
Yeah, it's good.
This is
on,
my,
focus.
Management now, though, in
this
some
is
ways.
my last year of my contract.
This is my last year of my contract.
Yeah, but it's good management that.
Which
Which
I-
a bit of a kick up the arse.
do you know what?
But come on,
It
get on
fucking-
it, get on
it
it. Like,
got me
I
going.
like you, but do better.
Yeah. So for the next 2 weeks, I made sure I was fucking on it. I was on it, and I was boom, boom, boom,
Good for you.
going for it. And we played Cheltenham at home in a pre-season game. And he's like, "Listen, I want you to play up top." I thought, fucking hell, bank time. Like, that's my position. I played the last 20 games of the season. I've gone through 6 weeks of pre-season as a left wing back, and now you're going to put me up top. I played up top, and I done okay. Like, not enough to be like, "Oh wow, he was shit," but not enough to be like, "Wow, he needs to play up top."
Yeah.
Anyway, we drew 1-1. First game of the season, Aki away. Played up top with Seb Palmer-Holden, who was brilliant, absolutely great for us, on loan from Bristol City. And me and him played up top.
Against Super Sean Worley.
Sean Worley scored as well.
Did he?
Yeah, this one, what, is it,
He'd be on.
that's
He'd be on it. Did he give it?
Yeah, that
He didn't do
one,
that in pre-season, though, did he?
that one.
No.
Yeah, not
so
in
it's
pre-season.
like-
If you do that in pre-season, I'd
game
have been
of the
sick.
season.
First game of the season.
Oh, first game.
And I must say, like...
A J for Jude for his little boy.
Right, okay. So, at 1-0 down, the keeper and the centre-half make a mistake. I go round him. I've taken around the keeper, and I'm on such a tight angle, on my weaker foot, right foot, hit it across goal, hits it inside of the post, and comes back to the keeper. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a start to the season that would have been.
Yeah.
I thought, that's me up top, done. I'm gone. That's me.
Yeah.
Done.
If that goes in, you start in
Do
the
you know what I
next
mean?
3 games.
I'm starting the next 3 games up top. We lose the game 3-0.
Yeah.
Next game, we played Donny at home, and he's like, we actually played quite well. To lose 3-0, we actually played quite well. And he said, I'm going with the same team, exact same lineup. I scored 2.
Oh,
I had a fucking spawny goal to get. Sorry, I had a spawny goal to get me off, 2-0 up, and the second goal, like the wing backs cut it back, touch out my feet, and I've like cut across it like a goal swing.
Yeah.
Faded out, hit the inside post, went in 1-4-0 against Doncaster, who have been like.
Yeah, been massive.
Don't get me wrong, they have a great.
And they had a good
two,
run.
Yeah, but
three,
you thought they were
four
gonna be
seasons.
But as a budget, they've got a very good budget.
Very good side, and we won 4-0. I scored 2. And it kind of set it off then, and I scored 2 against Forest Green away. I scored after 13 seconds at Forest Green.
So then, from then, it snowballed. It just kept on snowballing. He kept on scoring and scoring and scoring. He scored 25 goals last season. Last season, didn't
goals.
he? I mean,
21 in the league, which is a third of Newport's goals, which is huge as a player, isn't
Third
it?
of Newport goals.
I think they scored 62, I want to say, and you scored 21 of them.
So
We'll have to fact check that. We're not great at facts, are we?
hey,
Any Newport fans?
what's annoying when people like put on our Facebook or something, and people like fact check us. I'm not a statistician.
No,
I don't know. Like, I'm not
They
on,
score
like,
around
yeah.
60.
If I say Will scored 24 goals, someone goes, "Oh, it was actually 25, Sam." Oh, well done. I'm not bothered. Like,
Yeah.
But I've got
Don't bother
scored
text-
21 out of 62.
I scored 21 in the league, 25 all comps.
So,
Yeah.
when you've done that in League Two and you are one of the top scorers in that league, like, I mean, we know how it works now, Dave. So you are now in a position, that's what's happened last season. You now are suddenly in an unbelievably powerful position, aren't you?
And you've won supporters player of the year, which is amazing.
Yeah.
You always want your fans player, but you want players player of the year as well.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, everyone who was saying, who the hell's Will from Ballatown?
The fans don't play them.
He's our best player. Who we think's been the most valuable team this year.
Yeah. So what happens now is you've got an agent now, haven't you? So you are now waiting on someone to say what's happening for next season, because you can stay there, which is great, which obviously and hopefully have a fantastic season, you will rip it up. But also, if you score that many goals in League Two, everybody from League One Championship is looking at you.
So in
aren't
Newport, you sign a 2-year contract with a year's option, which means you've had your 2 years, and now they have an option to trigger your final year, which they will. They will do, because you've got an unbelievable value at the moment.
Which we're at the moment.
But at the moment, you're in, at this point of speaking, you're in the middle of an off-season, and your world is probably upside down at the moment.
Sorry, well, just before you talk us through what your current position, can I just quickly mention, so Man United just won the FA Cup. Man United scraped through, didn't they, against you.
Yeah.
Will scored to make it 2-2 against Man United, didn't they? Absolutely scared them. And that was... They got over that hurdle and they've just won the FA Cup. What was that?
That'd have been 4th round. Yeah,
Well,
4th
talk to
round.
that.
Anyway, just tell us that. then.
Newport against Manchester United. It was played on, because I sent Will a message on this day, it was played on the 20th.
Of course you did, big time.
I didn't text him. I did text him all season.
Did he I was going to say, Will, did Dave message you when you were playing flipping whoever it was?
No.
Did it Crew away?
Barnet away.
He messaged Crew away, did he?
Didn't have a word off it.
Crawley away, he never got a message.
No.
Man U.
Barnet away.
Hey, good luck, mate.
Well done.
But I messaged him. I don't know if it's before or after.
Say a little Bruno for me. Oh, well done, Dave. Well done, Dave.
I don't know if it's before or after the game. I messaged him. So it was the 28th of January.
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah.
And I said 2 years earlier to the exact same day, Will scored the winner, and I was part of the team for Ballatown against Newtown at Westgate in front of 150 people.
100, 120 probably.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then 2 years later, he's playing at Rodney Parade. That's what the name is. Rodney Parade in front of however many thousand on BBC or whatever it was.
I watched it.
In 2 years. Amazing, and you score.
I watched it with my boys. I remember seeing
You're 2-1 down.
How's that feeling? Go on, tell me.
You're 2-1 down, and you score that goal. Was it just before half time?
Just after.
Just after half time.
47
Talk
minutes.
us through it.
Honestly, I've had this question so many times from friends, from United fans, from Newport fans.
And you were United fans as kids?
Big. Like I said earlier, we're big Man United fans. Like I remember our first game, we're going to watch them on Boxing Day against Wigan. We beat them 3-1. Leighton Baines scored a penalty in the 90th minute to make it 3-1.
Yeah.
I remember it vividly.
Yeah.
But we've always been United fans, and I remember when we played Eastleigh away on a Tuesday night, the winner of that played Man United at home.
Yeah.
I was so nervous for that game.
Because
Because you're that close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Eastleigh game, I remember Aaron McLean was commentating on Sky Sports or BBC, whatever.
He played against us in that final, didn't he? For all,
He played against Ulster. I know as well.
Right, yeah.
Sky stuff, yeah.
And he said so many good words about me. I was like,
Oh.
And that day, I don't know what it was. I was on fucking fire.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was
No,
on
it's fine.
fire.
It's fine to say that.
Like,
Mid Wales, mate. That
yeah.
word is like a please or a thank you.
We went 1-0 up. After 2 minutes, I got the assist for Aaron Wildick. Should have been a penalty, but he went through and scored. You boys will know Aaron Wildick from the Shrewsbury days. Paul McCallum come out just before half-time, scored an absolute worldie, 1-1 going in at half-time, thinking, how are we going to come back from this?
Yeah.
Like, how are we going to do it?
Away, yeah.
Away at Eastleigh, it was freezing. It must have been -4. I thought the game was going to get called off. Our centre-half scored a header, 50th, 60th minute. And I remember in the just 48th minute, the ball comes into me on the edge of the box. I've peeled off the edge of the box, right foot, and I've shot back through the legs of a lad I played against in the year before on my debut. He was the right winger. He was playing right back. I put it through his legs. I lashed it near post, and I just Cole Palmered it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 'Cause it was so cold, and one of my mates from uni who
You didn't put that on Instagram, did you?
Yes, I did. And I tagged Cole Palmer. Tagged Cole Palmer. And I was like,
his Instagram with it all.
like doing this.
On his, yeah.
Did you follow him, boys?
But that.
Awkward.
But a mate I went to uni with, I met him in my first year when I was 18. I was then 26 scoring that goal. What's that? 8 years. Yeah. 8 years I've been pals with this lad. He was like, man, I'd love to come to a game. And he's come to like a lot of my games. He made the way down to Tuesday night to Eastleigh away. And I've scored the winner to send us away against Man United. Like, still, when I think about it now, it just makes you like euphoric.
Yeah.
In that chain
Amazing.
we're like, fuck this lad's none of us getting
playing
changed.
Man United.
We're playing Man United in 2 weeks' time, and that week at training.
Everyone's on it.
You are like,
Before you're playing Man U, I'm like, I am on it. Hey Sam, you got a cough problem? My cough's absolutely fine, mate. You are like, I'm
any
fine.
listeners, when you are playing a big game like that, you are so desperate to be in that starting 11 on your
It's amazing how the treatment room is empty. Like, you are on
And I
it.
promise you now,
Desperate.
that week, we
Training
trained
must have been the
on
best
free.
ever.
We trained on 3G because the weather was terrible, so I had to be on 3G. A couple of the older lads like can't train on 3G; it's too hard. Oh, they would train. They would train. Do you know what I mean? But I went into training a bit like.
I'm on it.
Do you know what I mean? And that was, I think that took me to my 20th goal of the season in all comps.
When you scored, talk about the goal. So who scored the first? Who had the goal scoring goal in the actual game against United?
Against Man United.
Against Man United.
So we went 2-0 down after like 11 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't remember who scored. The first one maybe Garnacho. I think
Bruno scored.
No, Bruno scored the first one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Kobe Mainoo scored the second.
Kobe Mainoo just scored in the final as well.
Yeah.
So it's gone to like game over.
Mate, bear in mind, it's 12 minutes in. I'm looking at the clock going.
And you're going, this is going to be a massacre.
Oh my God,
I remember it.
Yeah, it's going to be cricket.
And then
Goal kick came up, and Casemiro's good. I don't know what United did. They had Casemiro in front of me behind, and Martinez behind.
Mate.
But they never
talk about that. Casemiro, Champions League winner for Real Madrid, umpteen time. Martinez,
so
one of the best defenders in the Premier League, behind you.
But Martinez,
Will Everson like that, sandwich in the middle.
Them two know nothing about being a dairy farmer.
No. Do they fuck? And I promise you now, you look back at the goal, right? Martinez would not head the ball. Casemiro would always come and screen me. So I thought, he's won 2 or 3 against me. I thought, fuck this, the next one, he's having it. He's bossed over. It's a massive foul.
You've hit Casemiro.
Yeah, I've hit him. It's a massive foul. And it drops to Bryn Morris. Deflected 2-1.
Well, Bryn Morris.
Bryn Morris, ex-Shrewsbury player, deflected, went in at 2-1, right? and we walk in, we're like,
Lifeline.
We're in this.
we're in this. We're all sitting there going,
At half time, you think
No.
like, these
Hear
are too
this.
good for us? Do you think
Hear this. Our goalkeeper, Nick Townsend, comes in, throws the gloves on the floor. Lads, we're showing them too much respect. Right? Everyone was like, fuck off, mate.
Fucking Man United.
Everyone hammered
You used to
it.
hate those shouts,
Absolutely.
mate.
The goalkeeper. And he was like, fair enough. And I remember saying to him in the tunnel just before we walked out, I said, promise you now, there's me and Palmer Holden, who I mentioned earlier from Bristol. We're against Martinez and Varane. Now, Martinez was against
again,
me.
like 3 Champions Leagues or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I have to fact check that, but surely.
Martinez was against me, Varane against Seb, who was a little bit like broader than me. I said, if you've got a chance off an early cross, any men forward, kick me the ball. Just do it, because I promise you it's on. 47 minutes in, comes for a cross, zings it, and I've let it bounce. I've got Varane in front of me, Martinez in front of me, and I've cut in, and I see Seb in the hole. So I like reverse it to him, and my only thought now, get in the fucking box. Get in the box. He set it to Wildig, out to Adam Lewis, and I know, like, I've played with Adam Lewis from Liverpool. I've played with him so many times. His delivery...
Get across my man, that's all you're thinking. Get across my man.
His delivery is brilliant at the front post. I thought, get across my man. So he's whipped it in. I'm still on the move here, still on the move. Varane's here, and I'm just nipped in front of him. Now, it's taking a deflection off his foot, but I've got enough on it. I've got enough on it, it hits him and goes in. Yeah. And we've got a temporary stand behind the goal.
You just scored against Man United.
I was like, 3 celebrations all in one.
Didn't you say Bordeaux and Mo Farah? Doing everything.
I promise you.
Look like a war. Doing everything.
I promise you, I didn't know what to do. Like, still, I think back to that moment, I still smile now because that...
Amazing.
I'll take that to the grave with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever happens in football now, that moment,
And you think back to when
can't take that away from you.
when I was at Bala, I was playing at Standard Liège with no fans. I was like, if I die tomorrow, I'd be happy.
Never mind against
Never mind
Martinez and
going to
Varane and...
my boyhood club against Martinez and Varane, who are
Amazing, well.
arguably 2 of the best centre-halves in the Prem. You've got a couple ahead of them, perhaps. But
Varane's like ridiculous.
Varane, mate, he's a World Cup,
Ridiculous.
Champions League, massive winner.
That's amazing.
And
2 years before that day, you had scored
And then 2 years before that
against
against
Newtown in the
Newtown.
Welsh Premier League.
In the Welsh
It's
Premier
just
League.
the most fabulous story.
It's a crazy story, and it's a crazy story. And don't get me wrong, like prior to that game, so as soon as we beat Eastleigh, so that was on the Tuesday. We played them on the following Saturday, so not the Saturday before. So it was 10 days. I must have had 10 interviews, articles, reports, online Zooms.
About
That I got to the
being a farmer.
About being a farmer, about doing
It's a great
this.
story, wasn't it? You suddenly become famous having it's a great story.
I had, like, as soon as I scored, I had Fabrizio Romano and BT Sport and Danny
everyone.
Murphy, Alan Shearer all saying, wow, this lad's a proper player. And I was thinking, like you said, 2 years earlier, I scored the win against Newtown. Now I'm at a point where there's 5 million people who follow Fabrizio Romano who are now tweeting about me, like, just mental. I can't put into words. I can't.
But before we go on, Will, so where you are right now, you've had an incredible season. You've absolutely ripped it up. You've scored 1 million goals. Like, you're hot property. Everybody wants you. I mean, at this moment in time of recording, you've got another year on your they've taken your option. You've got another year left, but other teams are putting in bids for you now. So when we're recording now, it's quite a weird situation. We do not know where you will be, do we now? And every single club in the world is interested. Not in the world, sorry. Every single club in the League One and the Championship are interested in you. So what are your thoughts at this moment in time?
Again, like I said, the whole podcast has been built around how each year I've progressed, whether it's been from a reserve team to a first team to a Cardiff Met team that was nowhere near Europe or Welsh Prem. It's getting to Welsh Prem, Europa League with Bala, through the first round, Newport play 52 games, score against. Like, it's always been a progression. Now, I'm not saying I'm desperate to leave Newport, but if the opportunity comes forward that, you know, maybe there's an opportunity to play in a higher league against a better standard of play, I'd be silly not to say that, because I'm 27 years old.
And all you can do at the moment is, like you've done since that moment you left Bala, when we had that conversation, is that mindset of, I'll be the best version of myself, so I will work as hard as I can. Spoke to Will last night and this morning. You said you did a 10k run yesterday, you've done your work today, you are like on it.
Yeah, I'm on it.
You are absolutely ready now for this next bit.
But that's I've had a couple of weeks off where I've just shut down, completely forgot about football and fitness. In the last 2 weeks, I've done 2 sessions a day to go with first thing in the morning, and I'll do like a mid-afternoon session for a double session day that you do in pre-season. At the end of the day, until, you know, I'm still a Newport player, they've extended my options, so I have to be respectful to them. I've got to send runs into them. I've got to be ready for my pre.
Yeah. You're preparing as if you're going back to Newport.
Of course I am.
The reality is it's unlikely that you're going to go back there.
And it's something that I can't turn down. Do you know what I mean? I've got to really, really consider that, because at the end of the day, it's similar to somebody get a job promotion at their work where they get paid more money to be at a better level. They're going to take it. Well, what difference is that compared to me and them?
Whilst you've got ambitions to be at the highest possible level and you want to progress your career, because you are, like we said before, you are chasing it because you've come to football so
I'm late. Yeah.
But ambitions outside of club football, Wales, possibly that must be a massive thing for you to think. If I could break into, if I'm a top League One Championship striker, then and scoring goals, I'm going to be Robert Page's thoughts.
Yeah.
And what would that be? As any Wales C players played for the first team?
It's never been done.
Never. Oh wow.
That would be amazing. Man,
Let's see it now. A Wales C player. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. Crack on with your job.
Yeah.
But I know with your work rate that you'll get there.
I'm head on.
So hopefully, by the time this podcast goes out, we'll turn around quickly on, we can make sure that. But you could have it, hopefully. If you
Newport are fantastic, and brilliant for the Newport fans, and you'd have hopefully
a fantastically successful season, but you could hopefully go somewhere in the Championship. It's exciting times ahead, isn't it?
Yeah, listen, like I said, it's a world that I don't really know too much. You boys will know more about it. Yeah. To score 25 goals in a team that finished 18th, it's a massive achievement.
Unbelievable achievement.
You get promoted or you get relegated.
Let's put this into context here. He scored 25 goals for a team that finished 18th. No disrespect to Newport.
No, absolutely not. But it's not a free scoring team. It's not you playing for Man City. If you play for Man City, you'd score more than Holland.
Steady.
Cut that as a quote. Pass out to Pep.
But whether it's at Newport, whether you're in League One, whether if you're lucky enough to be in the Championship, then I know you'll grab that opportunity at both hands.
But you, Dave, you know me. You've played with me. You know me outside of, football. It's something I will grab with 2 hands. And like I said earlier off air, I turned 27 in July. I haven't got many. I'm not 22. I haven't got years where I can develop and learn.
This is your big contract.
I'm an adaptable player who wants to learn, wants to get better, wants to help a team. I want to play for a big team that it's got a rich history, like Newport has. Those fans, I felt the love from them because I work hard and I give my all, and that's the kind of player I am.
Sheffield Wednesday. I'm thinking in my head. Sheffield Wednesday, Sunderland. I'm thinking. Unfortunately for Shrewsbury, it would be amazing. Obviously, I'm a Shrewsbury fan.
It's not going to happen.
And we are Shrewsbury fans, but I think unfortunately you're going to be too big at the moment for Shrewsbury. I don't think Shrewsbury can pay your wages. It's a little bit out of their reach at the moment.
I was on 175
imagine a kid who's
it'd be amazing.
Shrewsbury.
It'd be amazing, but I don't think Shrewsbury haven't got the funds at the moment to buy Will Evans.
Yeah, and I
haven't got it.
From I don't want to be too negative, but as a negative point of view, for someone who's in Shrewsbury's youth team system, it's happened.
You've got to be careful.
It happens
You've got to be
everywhere.
careful because you got your Shrewsbury Town column that you like every week that you're always trying to protect, aren't you? Because they're paying you a right few quid. I know you're getting a right few quid off the local newspaper, so I know you're always trying to be.
But it happens at every single club, but it is always sad when one of your owners not made it through the club and he's gone somewhere else.
It's like Billy Jones, Jack Price, all these people, Joe Hart, all these local lads, like Will's been there as well. Like you want them playing for your team, you want them to come through the ranks, show the pathway. Yeah. And I think at the moment, unfortunately, Will's a little bit too big for Shrewsbury Town at the moment. But hopefully, who knows what happens? 3 years time,
Say never.
You rip it up in the champ, come back to Shrewsbury maybe.
Shrewsbury in the champ as well.
Dave, look at Dave protecting his Dave, stop protecting his Shropshire Star article. Dave's protecting his Shropshire Star, grand a week for writing writing 5 columns in the Shropshire Star.
All I'm saying is you said, well, we'll rip it up for 3 years in the champ, so he's 30 at this point, he's ripped up for 3 years in the champ, and then he'll sign for Shrewsbury at 30.
But have 2 years ripped it up and have a quieter third season. Go off the boil and then drop to League One. Anyway,
that has been
really entertaining. Thanks very much for everybody for listening. Sorry about some of the language, but Will's from Mid Wales, isn't he? He's a proper lad.
And anyone who listens who's from Mid Wales and from the farm background, they'll know that that comes as every second word.
And it's an amazing.
Have I got in trouble?
It's an amazing story. It's an amazing story. Thank you very much for listening, everybody, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And apologies about Gavin not being here, but it's Gavin's 50th today, isn't it? That's why he's not here.
60th.
Gavin's turned 60th. Is 60th. Gavin's turned 60th today.
Yeah, he's on his 4th hair transplant and his 5th face.
And Gav's not here today, so he's on his way back to Turkey for the 4th hair transplant. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Will. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Will.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.